It's Thursday, July 30th. Today on your Morning Atlantic, a wildfire in southeast New Brunswick is still out of control this morning. We'll have the latest details just ahead.
And people have been flocking to the water near Nova Scotia's Canso Causeway for a remarkable orca sighting. We'll chat with an expert about what it means and how rare it is. That's in our first hour.
Plus, we are firing up the Traeger once again and combining bacon and Oreos. There's no limit to what you can do with these things. All that and so much more just ahead on the Thursday edition of your Morning Atlantic.
Good morning, Atlantic Canada. It is 6:01, and guess what? You're almost at the end of July. You're almost at the end of the week. You've made it. We made it. Almost. Almost doesn't count? Is that?
No, I'm taking it.
Okay.
It's a win.
I was like, that's a Brandy song. I have a song for that.
You always have a song ready to go. Is there a song, though, about the long weekend?
I'm sure there is. I'm sure there is. There has to be. I just don't know it.
Like that. Yeah, well, we can write it.
We'll get it.
Yeah.
For you.
I know. A lot of people looking forward to the long weekend, having Monday off. A good sign that we're going to be close to midway through the summer as well.
Right? Yeah, the August long weekend. I remember, like, as a kid, the August long weekend was kind of like that last weekend that people would, like, go away, right?
Right.
So because my birthday was in August, and but the middle of the month, everyone was always back, so... You know, those earlier summer birthdays where like no one was around for birthday parties and that sort of thing. Everyone was always back for mine.
You're like, all right, it's time to party just now.
Just in time.
Yeah, but it was always that bittersweet. So it was like, yes, it's my birthday, but also, no, we're going back to school.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that is true. And you know what? It was a few years ago. I took my son in for like a vacation for the last week of August, basically like the last week before heading back to school for like a big hurrah with family. And then it honestly just felt like people were already in back to school mode and it didn't feel like much of a vacation, and I don't know. So I don't blame people for kind of having that really last big trip towards the beginning of August.
Yeah, like that long weekend kind of like sets you up for, you know, that moment.
Yes.
But, yeah. Good times. Are we having good weather for the long weekend?
Yes. Into the weekend, we will be seeing sunshine return, but not so much for today's forecast. We are going to see wet weather track across much of Atlantic Canada today. Here's a live look at St. John's, Newfoundland. A foggy, cloudy start to your day. Be prepared for wet weather to move into your part of the province as well. 13 degrees to start your day. So as of right now, temperatures are already beginning to warm up for parts of Atlantic Canada, although our daytime highs will remain cooler today. 16 degrees right now in Halifax with 18 in Fredericton, 17 degrees right now in Charlottetown, 15 in Labrador City. Here's a look at our satellite and radar. This low pressure system will be moving in, bringing showers, risk of thunderstorms, as well as periods of rain for parts of Newfoundland and the Labrador. So wet weather right across the region today. And in terms of our wind forecast, it's going to be a breezy afternoon. As of right now, we are seeing sustained wind, 22 kilometers per hour in Lunenburg, 17 in Halifax, 15 into North Cape, 13 in Moncton. No wind gusts to report at this time. We'll take a look at your rainfall totals just ahead, but first a look at your local news with Amanda.
Thanks, Latavia. Those rainfall totals, welcome news as crews battle an out-of-control wildfire in southeast New Brunswick. The fire outside of Riverview is 5 hectares in size and 30% contained. Firefighters first responded to the wildfire around 5:30 Tuesday evening. The town of Riverview says there's no threat to the public, but those who live nearby say they're still concerned.
I know these things can spread quickly, especially with the fires in Nova Scotia that we had seen that were really devastating. So just trying to keep tabs on things.
Provincial and municipal firefighters say they're doing what they can to get the fire under control. Meantime, the town of Riverview has closed off a section of a nearby hiking trail. Meanwhile, in Nova Scotia, a wildfire on the eastern shore has officially been declared under control after burning for 2 weeks. The Mooseland Road wildfire was first detected around 7 p.m. on July 15th. It grew to roughly 1,400 hectares or 14 square kilometers. The fire prompted a mandatory evacuation order for people in 100 homes, cottages, and cabins. While the fire is not out, the Department of Natural Resources calls this development a key milestone. It says at this point the fire is not expected to grow. However, it still has not been fully extinguished. Police in Halifax have released photos of suspect vehicles involved in a shooting Tuesday night. Police say they need the public's help identifying the drivers and passengers in two vehicles that were on Alfred Street in Dartmouth just before 7 o'clock. One car is a silver Honda Civic. The other is described as a dark-colored sedan. Officers responded to calls of gunshots in the area and shell casings were found. No injuries were reported. Anyone with information is asked to contact police. Nova Scotia Premier Tim Houston continued his tour of the province with a stop in Pictou County, where he was once again met with protesters. A small but vocal group was waiting for the Premier when he arrived at the Chamber of Commerce. Social media posts brought about 25 or so people to the rally, singing and chanting. Compared to Tuesday's shouting in Bridgewater and violence in Wolfville, this was a more restrained affair, even with some protesters yelling their opposition, though everyone stayed behind a barrier. Houston engaged with the crowd and took questions from those in attendance.
There are so many issues now, but what got me started coming out to the rallies was my deep concern over the peaker plants that have been proposed for Marshdale and Salt Springs here in Pictou County.
These are going to be big impacts for our kids and the next generation and the environment. What they're planning to do right now, and we thought we were done with the fracking bit. Like, that was already, the moratorium was put on in 2016. People fought really hard for that.
Houston says he values the opinions of those who showed up Wednesday. He also said his government has to do what's best for the province based on the science, something he said to protesters. Houston's next stop on his Chambers of Commerce tour is next week in Truro. Well, if you feel attached to your 902 area code, hang on to it, because there's a new area code on the horizon for Nova Scotia and Prince Edward Island. As of 2028, 851 will be a new area for both provinces. This will be the third area code. 782 was brought into the region back in 2014. According to the CRTC, both 902 and 782 are at risk of being exhausted by February 2029. The addition of the 851 area code will go into effect on May 27th, 2028, to give customers and telephone service providers about 9 months to implement it into their systems and databases. Finally, Nova Scotia's Sarah Mitton is celebrating another golden moment. Mitton defended her Commonwealth Games women's shot put title with a winning throw of 19.88 meters. The 30-year-old from Brooklyn, Nova Scotia, claimed Canada's 14th gold medal at the Games in Glasgow, Scotland. She told Athletics Canada that being able to stand on the podium and be a two-time Commonwealth Games champion is very special for her. Mitton, who also represented Canada at the past two Summer Olympics, is also a two-time world indoor champion and the 2023 world silver medalist. And competitions continue through Sunday. Sarah Mitton making the Maritimes proud yet again.
Yet again. I remember having a conversation with her after the Olympics and how she was upset about her performance there, but she was like, that's not going to stop me. I'm going to keep going. Like, I know what I have. I know what it takes. And look at her now.
Incredible.
Two-time defending champion.
She's incredible. She's absolutely strong. Yeah. That sport? Whew, that's a hard sport.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So two enthusiasts from Montreal who use magnets to fish for treasure made a disturbing find.
Oh.
It looked like a printed handgun because everything was plastic for the handle.
So Frederick Hardy and Julie Tessier are magnet anglers. A video from their YouTube channel shows them pulling out a 3D printed handgun near Montreal. So this was at the body of water near notorious Bordeaux prison. Frederick and Julie flagged their finds to police, who are now investigating. Isn't that wild?
What these magnets are finding in the waters are wild. Old bikes too. I mean, certainly concerning when you find something like that.
A 3D printed gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wild. But yeah, look, he was pulling out something else. Random. That wasn't a fish.
While you throw us to break, I'm going to get water.
Okay. So up next, Latavia, we'll have a look at the forecast. We're going to get Amanda some water as well, so don't you worry. And then she will have your international and national news. But right now, here is a look at Moncton. Calm start to the day. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Good morning and happy Thursday. The time now is 6:12. We're taking a live look at Halifax, 16 degrees to start your day. We had a bit of wet weather early this morning. Looks like we're currently not seeing any precipitation, but will return showers and a risk of thunderstorms throughout your day today. So be prepared when you head out this morning. Weather is brought to you by Cummins Trusted Home Standby Generators. 17 degrees to start your day in Yarmouth. A bit warmer at 18 in Fredericton, 16 in Charlottetown, 18 degrees in Happy Valley Goose Bay, and 13 starting off your day in St. John's, Newfoundland. A cloudy, foggy start to the day for much of Atlantic Canada. Early this morning, seeing wet weather move across the region as well. Showers and a risk of thunderstorms for much of the Maritime region today, so make sure to allot extra time out on your morning commute. We are seeing a bit of a foggy start to the day as well. Fog expected to burn off into the afternoon, but still going to deal with this wet weather right across Atlantic Canada. Into tonight, chance of showers remains for parts of the region. Some steadier shower activity for Cape Breton Island, and it's still holding on to a risk of thunderstorms for parts of the Maritimes. And that will take us into early Friday morning, still dealing with some leftover wet weather. A chance of showers will remain in the forecast. If you're wondering about precipitation totals, we are going to see accumulation from this system across New Brunswick, the heaviest being 10 to 20 millimeters, as well as into Charlottetown. And then for Nova Scotia, along the Atlantic coast of Nova Scotia, seeing those totals increase, looking at 20 to 30 millimeters for Lunenburg, 30 to 40 for North Mountain. And then for Newfoundland and Labrador, also seeing accumulation here, 5 to 10 millimeters, the heaviest being into Labrador, 20 to 30 for Port aux Basques. For our forecast today for New Brunswick, daytime highs will be cooler, below seasonal today, ranging from 20 degrees in Grand Manan up to 22 in Woodstock. Mainly cloudy start to your day with showers and a risk of thunderstorms moving in later this morning into the afternoon. Pretty light wind across the province. For Prince Edward Island, highs between 19 degrees in Charlottetown up to 21 in Tignish. We're looking at mainly cloudy skies today and then seeing showers and a risk of thunderstorms move in into the afternoon. It's going to be a bit breezy as well into the afternoon with wind out of the northeast, picking up 20, gusting to 40. For Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, a cooler day ahead as well. We are going to see these daytime highs being below seasonal, ranging from 18 up to 21 in Cheticamp and Truro. Starting off with a bit of sunshine and then increasing cloudiness, seeing fog burn off, but we do have showers and a risk of thunderstorms moving in into the afternoon. Wind gusts also getting up to 40. Then for the rest of Nova Scotia, wet weather throughout the day today. We're looking at showers. Daytime highs will range from 19 degrees in Bridgewater up to 22 in both Yarmouth and Shelburne. We are going to see showers and a risk of thunderstorms expected throughout your day today, a bit heavier into the afternoon, tapering off a little bit into the evening to a chance of isolated showers. 21 degrees in Labrador City. We're looking at showers and then seeing a mix of sun and cloud as showers clear out into the afternoon, a high of 21. 16 degrees into St. John's, Newfoundland, starting off with drizzle. That will clear out, leaving cloudy skies into the afternoon, but return into the evening. That's a look at your weather forecast. Going to throw things over to Brianne.
Thank you, Latavia. Tragic news out of Calgary. Police say a 11-year-old Parker Wells, who disappeared nearly 2 weeks ago, has been found dead.
It is believed Parker entered into a deep culvert on the west side of Deerfoot Trail, where he travelled into a network of pipes that crossed under Deerfoot Trail. His body was found in a small pipe on the east side of Deerfoot Trail.
Parker had been missing since Tuesday of last week, and investigators say search teams were deployed after they received the tip. Nothing concrete had been found. That led them to the remains of a concrete water pipe under a major expressway. The 11-year-old boy with autism disappeared from his home on July 16th. Police say they don't believe any criminality is involved in the case. Hundreds of officers, trained volunteers, and members of the public came together in efforts to bring Parker home. Police say they are grateful for the community's help. If you're thinking of flying WestJet this Sunday, keep an eye out for a possible work stoppage. As of today, the union representing 4,400 flight attendants at WestJet says it has issued 72-hour strike notice, paving the runway for a possible strike this weekend. Here's CTV's Kathy Lee.
As the possibility of a strike looms, so does the uncertainty for thousands of WestJet passengers, including Lily Ahonen, who has an important trip on August 4th.
My daughter has an appointment for a student visa at an embassy in Vancouver. We have to go.
Not willing to take the chance, she took WestJet's offer to cancel and rebooked with a different airline at her own expense.
It's not really a cancellation where we get a refund in cash. I've paid double now.
As passengers scramble to figure out their travel plans, WestJet and the union representing about 4,400 flight attendants have agreed to a wind-down plan should a strike begin as early as Sunday. The agreement outlines how planes would be grounded and how cabin crew would be returned home in the event of a work stoppage.
The goal is to try and get as many of both our cabin crew members, but also as many of our guests back as possible prior to a strike deadline.
Flight attendants voted 99% in favor of a strike mandate earlier this month, as the two sides remain at odds over wages, unpaid work, and working conditions, similar to why Air Canada flight attendants went on strike last year for 3 days. In a statement to CTV News, WestJet says we are optimistic we can arrive at an agreement. If a strike happens, about 75,000 passengers per day could be impacted. This air passenger rights advocate says if people can, wait for WestJet to cancel a flight before making other plans.
If they fail to provide alternate transportation as prescribed by the law, then I would just buy myself a ticket on a different airline and make WestJet pay for it.
For Ahonen, waiting isn't an option, and while the situation has been stressful, she supports the flight attendants.
I 100% believe they do deserve to have fair pay for their work.
Unless a deal is reached, some flights could start to be grounded by Friday. Kathy Lee, CTV News, Calgary.
Canadian Macklin Celebrini just became the highest paid player in the NHL. This after he signed a 5-year, $94 million U.S. contract extension with the San Jose Sharks. The 20-year-old from North Vancouver's contract works out to about $18.8 million U.S. or more than $26 million Canadian per season over the next 5 years. Celebrini scored 45 goals last season as the Sharks posted one of their biggest single-season improvements in the franchise's history. The first overall pick in the 2024 draft, Celebrini represented Canada at the Milano Cortina Olympics as well as the World Championships earlier this year. He's also earned the International Ice Hockey Federation's Male Player of the Year honors last season. A quick break now, and when we return, your must-see moments from our colleagues at TSN.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
It's 6:23, so it's a perfect time to check in with our friends at TSN for your must-see moment of the night.
Hello there, Kara Wagland in the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Wednesday. And for it, we take you to Washington, D.C., where the Blue Jays were in town, bottom of one, Brady House. Sends one deep to center, Dalton Varsho's tracking it. He's at the wall, and he makes the catch. The former Gold Glove winner robbing House of a potential home run, Trey Savage. Just a day after his 23rd birthday, great little belated birthday present. Varsho's defense helping the Jays win their first series since the All-Star break. It is your must-see moment from Wednesday. And coming up tonight on TSN, we got some Thursday night football in the Canadian Football League with the Bombers and Lions in action. That gets underway from our 8 p.m. Eastern time right across the TSN network. That's all for now from Sports Center. Have a great day.
This TSN must-see moment brought to you by J.R. Rahe's Furniture and Appliances.
And on the markets, the Dow ended the day down 1,153 points. Big tech companies have started reporting their earnings. BNN Bloomberg's Marella Fernandez has more on that.
Microsoft shared its numbers after the end of the trading day. A key metric for Microsoft is the amount of money it makes from its cloud service called Azure. It came in above $100 billion U.S. for the first time. That's 43% better year over year. Another key number, how many people are using Copilot, Microsoft's AI agent? The company says it reached over 30 million paid seats. That's 10 million more than its last quarter. Meta also reported today revenue for its latest quarter was $60 billion US, but its revenue forecast disappointed analysts. Investors are concerned about how much the social media company is investing in AI and how it's going to make that money back. Meta projects spending at least $130 billion US just this year. The U.S. Federal Reserve has held the key lending rate at 3.5 to 3.75%. It's been there since January, but it wasn't a unanimous decision. Some officials are concerned about inflation, driven in part by the higher oil prices. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is down to 71.15 U.S. West Texas Intermediate up over $5 to 84.69 U.S. a barrel. Western Canadian Select is down another $3 to 62.14. And the TSX lost 415 points today. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marilla Fernandez.
Wet weather for New Brunswick today with a high of 22. We're looking at scattered showers and a risk of thunderstorms. 22 degrees yet again on Friday as we end off the work week. Mainly cloudy skies start off your day. Isolated showers return into the afternoon. And then on Saturday into the long weekend. Sunshine with a high of 27. For Nova Scotia, 19 degrees today with showers and a risk of thunderstorms. 20 degrees on Friday with isolated showers expected to continue. 23 on Saturday, not 232. A mix of sun and cloud. It's going to be a hot one. All right, in Prince Edward Island, 21 degrees, mainly cloudy with showers and a risk of thunderstorms. 20 degrees on Friday, isolated showers. Into the weekend on Saturday, a mix of sun and cloud with a high of 23.
Just ahead in this half hour, another edition of the Move Morning Chat. And today we're shouting out our hometowns and telling you why you should visit. That's coming up.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us. It is Thursday, July 30th. Amanda, Brianna, and Latavia with you. On your Thursday morning, hope you're joining us with a fresh cup of coffee, maybe water, maybe tea, which is what I had to go grab over the past few minutes here.
We did tell you that she was going to get some water in the break, and she did. So we're good.
I did. I got the water. I got the tea. There's probably, I was thinking about it, twice, maybe actually 3 times a year, I end up like losing my voice at some point during the show.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yep.
It does.
Yeah. You talk a lot, so.
I do.
Yeah.
I do talk a lot, even at home.
I'm shocked. Oh, I love it.
Yeah, anyways, no, but back in action. Happy to see rain in the forecast today.
Yes, much needed. We are going to see some precipitation totals from this system, which is good, especially along the Atlantic coast of Nova Scotia. That's where the heaviest of that precipitation is going to be.
Yeah. It was a little bit of a wet start today, and my hair is indicating humidity.
I know. Yeah, we're still holding on to that, unfortunately. Here's a live look at the Confederation Bridge. 16 degrees to start your day. Calm waters this morning and a bit of cloud coverage to start your day. We are going to see a bit of sunshine early this morning across Prince Edward Island before a chance of showers and a risk of thunderstorms moves in this afternoon. So be prepared for wet weather right across Atlantic Canada today. 16 degrees to start your day in Halifax, 18 right now in Fredericton with 14 in Labrador City, 13 degrees in St. John's, Newfoundland. Here's a look at that system moving in for the Maritime region. Showers and a risk of thunderstorms today. We are going to see wet weather for both Newfoundland and Labrador today into later this morning. And in terms of our wind forecast, it's going to be a bit of a breezy afternoon. As of right now, seeing sustained wind, 28 kilometers per hour into Lunenburg, 19 into North Cape, 17 in Halifax and Canso, 11 into Miramichi, and no wind gusts to report at this time. We'll take another look at your forecast just ahead, but first a look at your local news with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. A wildfire in southeast New Brunswick is still out of control this morning. The fire outside of Riverview is 5 hectares in size and 30% contained. Firefighters first responded to the wildfire around 5:30 Tuesday night. The town of Riverview says there is no threat to the public, but those who live nearby say they're still concerned.
I know these things can spread quickly, especially with the fires in Nova Scotia that we had seen that were really devastating. So just trying to keep tabs on things.
Provincial and municipal firefighters say they're doing what they can to get the fire under control. Meantime, the town of Riverview has closed off a section of a nearby hiking trail. And in Nova Scotia, a wildfire on the eastern shore has officially been declared under control after burning for 2 weeks. The Mooseland Road wildfire was first detected around 7 p.m. on July 15th. It grew to roughly 1,400 hectares or 14 square kilometers. The fire prompted a mandatory evacuation order for people in 100 homes, cottages, and cabins. While the fire is not out, the Department of Natural Resources calls this development a key milestone. It says at this point the fire is not expected to grow. However, it still has not been fully extinguished. Nova Scotia is making changes to the way RCMP are billed for their services across the province. For years, the province and municipalities have paid RCMP for policing based on the number of officers employed at each municipal detachment. That's changing in October. Instead, the province will look at data like the Crime Severity Index, population, and geography to measure policing needs in communities.
If you're talking a small rural constituency or small rural municipality that has a huge geography but a really small population, that model just didn't fit.
We're moving away from that really rigid per officer cost model and towards a calculation that is service-based, data-informed, and grounded in operational need, service demand, community risk, geography, and much broader public safety pressures.
Officials say this funding approach will lead to a more coordinated policing model and also save municipalities money. Bell Canada says copper wire theft has increased by triple digits year to year in New Brunswick.
We've been investing a lot in improved surveillance so that we can be more robust in the way that we respond to the thefts. And also a big win more recently was the passing of Bill C-14 federally, which really tightens bail practices and strengthens sentencing for those people caught vandalizing critical infrastructure.
That's Bell's Director of Operations speaking. Bell, which is the owner of this television station, says there have been 268 incidents of theft and vandalism reported across its infrastructure in New Brunswick so far this year, which is a 235% increase compared to last year. RCMP says it is aware of an increase in copper wire thefts across New Brunswick. Nova Scotia's Sarah Mitton is celebrating another golden moment. Mitton defended her Commonwealth Games women's shot put title with a winning throw of 19.88 meters. The 30-year-old from Brooklyn, Nova Scotia, claimed Canada's 14th gold medal at the Games in Glasgow, Scotland. She told Athletics Canada that being able to stand on the podium and be a two-time Commonwealth Games champion is very special for her. Mitton, who also represented Canada at the past 2 Summer Olympics, is also a 2-time world indoor champion and the 2023 world silver medalist. Competitions continue through Sunday. Finally, Canadian astronaut Jeremy Hansen is writing a book about the Artemis II mission.
Miles above the Earth, and then Christina and Jeremy did our translunar injection just 100 miles off the
Earthrise,
surface
a
of the
Canadian
planet.
astronaut's journey into deep space is described as a dramatic, intimate account of the 9-day trip around the moon that took place in April. It will also delve into Hansen's years of training and preparation for the historic journey. He and the 3 American astronauts were the first humans to go around the moon in more than 50 years. The mission took the crew farther from Earth than any human had gone before, more than 406,000 kilometers. Earthrise will be out in October.
Oh, something to look forward to.
Something to look forward to. I know.
Is going into space something you'd want to do?
Yeah, absolutely. If the opportunity ever came there.
I'm too much of a chicken. I couldn't do it. What about you?
I don't know. Space is like wild.
It's just so much unknown.
Yeah.
It's, yeah.
I know.
And every movie tells me not to, so. Yeah.
Listen, it worked out for Jeremy.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and now he's got a book about it.
There we go.
Another Canadian astronaut writing book. I love to see that.
Yeah, absolutely. This will go back to Earth 4.
Okay.
All right. Dramatic rescue to show you now a heroic effort by a rookie lifeguard in Santa Cruz, California.
But I've never seen a rescue this intense before. So when I saw that unfolding, I just didn't know how it was going to turn out.
So a 10-year-old boy was swept about 13 meters offshore when a 16-year-old lifeguard, Ryder Williams, jumped in to help. Several bystanders also rushed into the water, but the powerful surf quickly knocked them off their feet. Eventually, another lifeguard reached the pair, and together they brought the boy safely back to shore. This happened on Saturday, and U.S. President Donald Trump has now invited Williams to the White House to receive a high civilian honor.
16 years old.
16 years old.
16. I had no idea he was that young.
Right?
So brave.
Because waves are aggressive.
Oh, yeah.
As we know, the undertow. And, you know, the ocean is something we also don't really know anything about, so I don't really want to go, like, past
comparing their
Mariana's
space.
Trench,
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
Great Canadian band, though.
Yeah, great Canadian band. Don't want to go past them, though, you know?
Yeah. Okay, well, speaking of, still ahead, we're going to have your entertainment headlines on this Thursday morning, but coming up next, we're showing some love for local in the Move Morning Chat. Today, we want to know why everyone should visit your hometown. Give it a shout out. There's still lots of summer ahead. We'll have that conversation next.
Good morning and welcome back. The time now is 6:42. Taking a live look at Fredericton. 18 degrees to start your day. Mainly cloudy skies with scattered showers expected to move in a little bit later on this morning. So we are seeing some warm temperatures for parts of Atlantic Canada, but also some cooler ones. 14 degrees starting off your day in Sydney, 17 in Yarmouth, 16 degrees in Charlottetown, 18 already in Happy Valley Goose Bay, 13 degrees into St. John's, Newfoundland. Fog, cloud coverage, and wet weather will move across Atlantic Canada today. Seeing a bit of sunshine for parts of the region early this morning, but for the most part, we are going to see a cloudier day ahead as scattered showers expected for New Brunswick, a risk of thunderstorms, and then for Nova Scotia, showers and thunderstorms also expected, a bit steadier for the Atlantic coastline of Nova Scotia, and then Prince Edward Island looking at a chance of showers moving in a little bit later into the afternoon. For Newfoundland and Labrador, going to hold on to some wet weather as well, periods of drizzle for parts of Newfoundland, also seeing some shower activity, a risk of thunderstorms for parts of Labrador. Into this evening, much of the same is expected. A chance of showers will continue, though, becoming quite light in its activity as we head towards early Friday morning. Fog patches redevelop and a bit of a wet start to the day with isolated showers for much of the Maritime region to start. Into our rainfall outlook, we are going to see accumulation with this system. Heaviest being 10 to 20 millimeters for parts of New Brunswick as well as into Charlottetown. And then along the Atlantic coast of Nova Scotia, heaviest being 20 to 30 millimeters in Lunenburg, 30 to 40 for North Mountain. And then for Newfoundland and Labrador, seeing accumulation there as well. Heaviest being 5 to 10 millimeters for Labrador, 20 to 30 for Port aux Basques. For our forecast today for New Brunswick, daytime highs below seasonal today, so cooling off just a bit, ranging from 20 degrees in Grand Manan up to 22 in Woodstock. Mainly cloudy start to your day, a chance of showers, a risk of thunderstorms moves in a little bit later on this morning into the afternoon. For Prince Edward Island, highs between 19 degrees in Charlottetown up to 21 in Tignish. Mainly cloudy start to your day, showers and a risk of thunderstorms expected into the afternoon. Wind will be picking up as well with wind gusts of 40. For Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, a bit of sunshine before increasing cloudiness this morning and then seeing shower activity move in, a risk of thunderstorms. Daytime highs ranging from 18 degrees up to 21 in Cheticamp and Truro. And then for the rest of Nova Scotia, wet weather expected throughout the day as well today with showers and a risk of thunderstorms. Highs between 19 degrees in Bridgewater up to 22 in Yarmouth and Shelburne. Wind gusts getting up to 40 as well. For Labrador City, wet weather for you as well, 21 degrees and showers starting off your day, clearing out, leaving a mix of sun and cloud into the afternoon. 16 degrees for St. John's, Newfoundland, looking at periods of drizzle, transitioning over to cloudy skies into the afternoon. Evening drizzle is expected as well. Into our forecast for Friday, isolated showers expected for all three maritime provinces. Some heavier shower activity for parts of Newfoundland and Labrador, still dealing with a chance of showers as well. This will continue throughout the day on Friday for much of the region. Into our forecast for Saturday, we are expecting this precipitation to begin to clear out, leaving sunshine across the Maritimes. That's a look at your weather forecast. Going to throw things over to the Move Morning Chat. Welcome back to the Move Morning Chat with Aaron and Peter. This morning, we want to shout out your hometown. Well, we want you to shout out your hometown and tell us why someone should visit. So, Aaron, Peter, tell us where you're from and why should we visit?
So many reasons for folks to visit my hometown, and frankly, for me to visit my hometown more regularly. I miss it so much. Parsboro, Nova Scotia. I've mentioned it before, but it truly is a hidden gem. Where else could you go where you could see the world's highest tides, where you could see Canada's oldest dinosaur fossils, where you could see the amazing UNESCO World Geopark, the Cliffs of Fundy, where you could see live theater. Let me see. Oh, great brewery there.
The
There's
Not
a beautiful
Since
golf
Moses
course.
race, too.
Not Since Moses
coming up
race,
in
very
August.
close by. Lots of restaurants. Come on. So much to see. And now, frankly, it takes some getting to, right? It's a couple of hours for many people. It's at least an hour and a half off the highway for many people. But still, you will find something there that you will absolutely love. Plein Air Art Festival, so much going on all year round.
The drive to Parsboro was great, though. I got out there a couple of years ago, and I thought it was absolutely stunning. So I'm with you on that. My heart, of course, in the Maritimes. I love it here. But I was born in Calgary. 3 reasons why you should try to get out and visit. If you love going out to eat, like I do, Calgary has incredible restaurants, an incredible restaurant scene. Of course, it is home to the Calgary Stampede, which brings amazing live music to the city every summer. And of course, the Rocky Mountains are in your backyard. I mean, you get in your car, you drive 45 minutes, and you are within the Rocky Mountains. I grew up skiing in the Rockies. If that's not your thing, hiking through, there's many like lodges and cafes in the mountains. It's just stunning. Even now, when I get home and drive through the Rockies, I can't believe that I'm seeing this in person. It is unbelievable. So definitely a must visit.
Selling us. Been to Parsboro many times, have not yet been to Calgary.
Yeah, I don't think so either yet. Put it on the list. What about you, Amanda?
Well, Lower Sackville, come on. You can go to Sackville High School, and if you look up the 2006 grads, you'll find my face, the number 1. But I had such great memories growing up in Lower Sackville. There's so many beautiful lakes, like First Lake, and then aptly named Second Lake. If you need a secondhand car, you can just drive along Sackville Drive, and you can find one. But one of my favorite reasons to return is to go and get a sub at Kaiser's Sub, which is iconic. If you had not had their subs yet, you are absolutely missing out. They are so good and delicious. And also to return to the Frenchies, to do a classic bit of secondhand shopping and thrifting. I love it. But truly, if you have kids and you're near the Halifax area and you haven't been to Lower Sackville yet, beside the beautiful Sackville Library is Acadia Park. And it's a really lovely place if you have a young family to take your kids, because they have a really great playground, lots of nice picnic tables there. In fact, I'll often go there to meet up with some of my friends from high school who are now parents, and we'll meet up for a play date there and hang out. I could go on and on. Oh my gosh, great local coffee shops too. Lower Sackville. You gotta stop by.
All right, well, I'm from a very small place called Toronto.
Oh.
Yeah. Born and raised there. There's so much to do and see, really. So many like tourist attractions, such great food, great entertainment.
Yeah.
I think I didn't really truly appreciate it until I left home, kind of realizing it's actually, in fact, quite big and lots to do and see.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't really have much to say because there's so many places you can go. It's kind of like you're traveling around the world, going to different places there, which is really cool.
Okay, besides friends and family, if there was like one venue someone in Toronto should visit, what would you recommend?
I guess the CN Tower.
Yeah,
Head there.
iconic.
Go to Albert's is my favorite restaurant there.
Okay.
Dutch Dreams right across the street. Amazing ice cream. So much to do. Like I said, it's like hard to really pick one. There's aquariums, there's zoos, there's museums, there's Broadway musicals.
Yeah, Mervish Theater.
Oh, it's a jam.
Latavia, I was just there, went to the Hockey Hall of Fame, and went to see the Blue Jays lose 2 games. So that was very special.
Right?
I also saw the Blue Jays lose a game. Just the one, though.
Yeah.
Not their season. All right, well, we're going to pose this question to our viewers. We want to know, where should we visit and why? Shout out your hometown. Text us at 10400 and we'll share your answers later in the show.
right, time now to take a quick trip to Hollywood for your entertainment headlines.
I've been taking risks my entire life.
You can now steal a first look at Michael B. Jordan's remake of The Thomas Crown Affair. A new trailer for the romantic heist thriller shows Jordan, who also directed the movie, in character as the titular billionaire. It hits theaters next March.
The legend is that the crown can bring back the dead.
Outer Banks fans, get ready for one last adventure. The 5th and final season of the drama hits Netflix August 20th. The trailer's out now.
It's time for you to move on.
There's just one problem, Dad. I'm not done with football.
Chad Powers has a touchdown date. Hulu's Glenn Powell football comedy returns for season 2 on September 3rd. Disney is the parent company of Hulu and ABC News. And happy birthday to Christopher Nolan. The director of The Odyssey turns 56 today. That's what's happening in Hollywood. Jacqueline Lee, ABC News.
He's made some iconic movies for being that young.
I know. I'm surprised, actually.
Yeah.
Cool. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. All right, switch gears now. Now to a 4-year-old's unexpected walking companion and how it helps keep the memory of a beloved family pet close.
Yes, here's CTV's Adam Sawatsky.
On any given day, you'll find 4-year-old Amelia walking with just one lizard.
She's not a real lizard, she's just a toy lizard.
A toy lizard named Lizzie, whose story begins with a very real dog named Zuri.
Who was my wife's dog from the time she was a puppy.
And when Kyler Nurmsu's wife got pregnant, they couldn't wait to introduce Zuri to their first baby.
I met real Zuri in my mommy's tummy.
Unfortunately, they had to put real Zuri down less than 2 months before Amelia was born.
You know, that was really devastating to not have the two of them meet.
So Kyler found a chocolate lab stuffy that his wife brought to the hospital so Zuri could be there in spirit when they welcomed Amelia into the world.
Eventually, Amelia kind of claimed that stuffed animal as her own and wanted to take it for walks.
Whenever her dad would take their remaining dog, Baloo, for walks, Amelia would do the same with their stuffed animal, Zuri.
Which I think is especially meaningful for my wife, but certainly for both of us.
Despite how caring Amelia was with that toy dog, the girl considered it her parents' pet. So when Kyler and his wife happened upon a store that was selling a rubber lizard on a leash,
we're like, that is going to be perfect for Amelia to take for walks.
They were right. Amelia and Lizzie have been going for daily walks ever since.
Makes me feel happy and Lizzie feel happy.
While Kyler and Baloo's goal is simply exercise, Amelia and Lizzie are also pursuing creative escapades.
This is Lizzie's skateboard.
When Lizzie isn't racing around on skateboards constructed from leaves, the lizard is bravely leaping off giant cliffs. So Amelia can find the courage to do the same. A very real dog's legacy of love, passed down from parent to child to lizard to everyone, Amelia hopes, who passes by.
Makes people feel really happy.
CTV News, the Esquimalt.
It's Thursday, July 30th. Today on your Morning Atlantic, turbulence. WestJet Flight Attendants Union serves the airline a 72-hour strike notice. Your top news headlines just ahead.
And a visit to Canada's Naval Memorial. We're taking a tour of the historic HMCS Sackville on the Halifax waterfront. That's in this half hour on your Morning Atlantic.
Good morning, Atlantic Canada. Thank you so much for joining us. The time now is 7:01 on your Thursday. It's a wet day ahead.
That's good. We need it.
We do.
Much needed.
We do, and it's still like the work week. So sorry to everyone who's off, but you know, we were stuck in the buildings. It's, you know,
yeah,
it's fine. We'll take the rain today.
Yeah.
Yep.
My mom went on a little vacation.
Oh, where'd you go?
Nova Scotia, a little bit outside of Lunenburg.
Okay, very nice.
Yeah, and
cool.
I was like, hope you packed your raincoat.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this is what happens when you book in advance, I guess. And I'm like, woo, enjoy, guys.
That's true, too. But you know what? There's ways to embrace the rain.
Yeah, that's what I said. Bring your rain gear. You'll be fine.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah.
Go out and enjoy it.
You know,
you know, you just have to be dressed and prepared for it.
As long as you're not the Wicked Witch from the West, then you won't melt. And you're fine.
All is good.
Yeah, it's something to keep in mind, too.
Yeah. I can't lie, though, when she told me that she was going away without me, I was like, fuck her. Enjoy the wet weather. I mean, all right. Switch gears and talk about the weather. That was so mean. I'm so sorry.
Poor Hyacinth.
All right, well.
That's why she had to leave.
She didn't bring the kids. That's why I feel this way. Over in Antigonish this morning, a cloudy start to your day. We are expecting showers and a risk of thunderstorms to move in, so something to keep in mind when you are heading out early this morning, expecting precipitation to move in later this morning. 16 degrees in your area and 16 as well in Halifax, 17 starting off your day in Yarmouth. We're looking at 18 degrees this morning in Fredericton, 14 in Labrador City, 13 in St. John's, Newfoundland. Here's a look at your satellite and radar. That low pressure system moving in for the maritime region. Showers and a risk of thunderstorms moving into Prince Edward Island into the afternoon, and Newfoundland, Labrador also going to see some wet weather into the afternoon. In terms of our wind forecast, it's starting off light. Will continue to pick up into the afternoon. All three maritime provinces seeing wind gusts getting up to 40 this afternoon, but as of right now, only 28 kilometers per hour in Lunenburg, 17 in Halifax and Canso, with no wind gusts to report at this time. We'll take another look at your forecast just ahead. First, a look at your local news with Amanda.
About 4,400 flight attendants at WestJet are another step closer to walking off the job. The Canadian Union of Public Employees says it has issued 72-hour strike notice, setting the stage for a possible strike during a busy summer travel season. The airline responded to the strike notice by issuing a 72-hour lockout notice. The union says the two sides remain far apart on key issues, including compensation for ground duties. Job action could begin as early as Sunday at 3 a.m. Atlantic time. WestJet has been allowing passengers with flights scheduled anytime between today and Tuesday, August 4th, to make a one-time change or cancellation with no fee. A wildfire in southeast New Brunswick is still out of control this morning. The fire outside of Riverview is 5 hectares in size and 30% contained. Firefighters first responded to the wildfire around 5:30 Tuesday night. The town of Riverview says there's no threat to the public, but those who live nearby say they're still concerned.
I know these things can spread quickly, especially with the fires in Nova Scotia that we had seen that were really devastating. So just trying to keep tabs on things.
Provincial and municipal firefighters say they're doing what they can to get the fire under control. Meantime, the town of Riverview has closed off a section of a nearby hiking trail. Meanwhile, in Nova Scotia, a wildfire on the eastern shore has officially been declared under control after burning for 2 weeks. The Mooseland Road wildfire was first detected around 7 p.m. on July 15th. It grew to roughly 1,400 hectares, or 14 square kilometers. The fire prompted a mandatory evacuation order for people in 100 homes, cottages, and cabins. While the fire is not out, the Department of Natural Resources calls this development a key milestone. It says at this point the fire is not expected to grow. However, it still has not been fully extinguished. Nova Scotia is making changes to the way RCMP are billed for their services across the province. For years, the province and municipalities have paid RCMP for policing based on the number of officers employed at each municipal detachment. But that's changing in October. Instead, the province will look at data like the Crime Severity Index, population, and geography to measure policing needs in communities.
If you're talking a small rural constituency or small rural municipality that has a huge geography but a really small population, that model just didn't fit.
We're moving away from that really rigid per officer cost model and towards a calculation that is service-based, data-informed, and grounded in operational need, service demand, community risk, geography, and much broader public safety pressures.
Officials say this funding approach will lead to a more coordinated policing model and also save municipalities money. Nova Scotia's Sarah Mitton is celebrating another golden moment. Mitton defended her Commonwealth Games women's shot put title with a winning throw of 19.88 meters. The 30-year-old from Brooklyn, Nova Scotia, claimed Canada's 14th gold medal at the Games in Glasgow, Scotland. She told Athletics Canada that being able to stand on the podium and be a two-time Commonwealth Games champion is very special for her. Mitton, who also represented Canada at the past 2 Summer Olympics, is also a 2-time World Indoor Champion and the 2023 World Silver Medalist. Competitions continue through Sunday. If you feel attached to your 902 area code, hang on to it because there is a new area code on the horizon for Nova Scotia and PEI. As of 2028, 851 will be a new area code for both provinces. This will be the 3rd area code added to the region. 782 was brought into the region in 2014. According to the CRTC, both 902 and 782 are at risk of being exhausted by February 2029. The addition of the 851 area code will go into effect on May 27th, 2028, to give customers and telephone service providers about 9 months to implement it into their systems and databases. So another change coming to your phones. I know with cell phones, if you do move around to different areas, sometimes you can still keep your old area code. Quite a few people have like 613, for example, around here from Ontario, but another new one coming, 851.
There you go. Yeah, I still have 416.
I
416.
wish I held on to a 416. It's iconic.
Iconic. Good times.
Great times.
All right, well, this isn't something you see every day. How are you both at packing when you travel? Do you travel light?
No.
Depends.
Depends?
Yeah, depends, yeah.
Well, this person definitely did not travel light. These cannonballs were found inside a suitcase at Alabama's Gulf Shores International Airport. The TSA says there were 5 small cannonballs wrapped in paper towels. The largest was about the size of a grapefruit. And police say the cannonballs were stolen from a museum at the nearby Fort Morgan and that they had been taken by a youth. The historical items were returned to the facility's director, and they chose not to press charges. But yeah, you're not packing your cannonballs?
No.
Typically, I leave them at home, but, you know, if you're going to a cannonball event, I guess you need them,
right? If you found them, I can understand maybe not knowing what they are and taking them home with you, like, you know, this is historic. But yeah. How did this kid carry all of these cannonballs?
Kids today.
I need to know more.
Kids today.
Back in my day, cannonballs were jumping into the water.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, still ahead, we got some water coming from above. Latavia has another look at the Thursday forecast. Plus, I'll have your national news headlines. And also later this half hour, Brienne's going to bring you her tour of the HMCS Sackville. We're going to take a quick break now as we take a live look at the tide being out in beautiful Halls Harbor. We'll have the forecast in just a few moments.
Good morning and welcome back. The time now is 7:13. Taking a live look at Charlottetown, 18 degrees to start your day. Expecting wet weather to move in early this afternoon. Something to keep in mind when you are heading out early on. Weather is brought to you by Cummins Trusted Homes Standby Generators. 16 degrees right now in Halifax with 17 in Yarmouth. 18 degrees in St. John, New Brunswick. 19 now in Fredericton. 12 degrees in Cartwright with 11 into St. Anthony. We are going to see wet weather right across Atlantic Canada today with cloudy skies and fog patches. Showers will be quite steady across much of Nova Scotia, especially along the Atlantic coast of Nova Scotia today. Into the afternoon, we will be seeing all 3 maritime provinces getting precipitation. Newfoundland and Labrador also seeing some wet weather move in. We have shower activity for parts of Labrador and periods of drizzle for Newfoundland, clearing out for much of the province into the afternoon, leaving cloudy skies, but returning into the evening. If you're wondering about precipitation totals into from now till early Friday morning, we are going to see accumulation, heaviest being around 10 to 20 millimeters for Bathurst, as well as into St. John, New Brunswick, 10 to 20 for Prince Edward Island, and also the heaviest being for Nova Scotia, 20 to 30 millimeters into Lunenburg, and 30 to 40 into North Mountain. Now for Labrador, looking at around 5 to 10 millimeters at its heaviest for parts of the province, 20 to 30 for Port aux Basques. For our forecast today for New Brunswick, daytime highs are remaining below seasonal today, ranging from 19 degrees up to 22, being the warmest into Woodstock. Mainly cloudy skies starting off your day. Showers and a risk of thunderstorms expected later this morning into the afternoon. For Prince Edward Island, highs between 19 to 20 today. Mainly cloudy start to your day. Showers into the afternoon as well with a risk of thunderstorms. Wind will be picking up into the afternoon with wind gusts getting up to 40. For Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, starting off with a bit of sunshine early in the morning, increasing cloudiness, then shower activity moves into the afternoon, a risk of thunderstorms as well. Daytime highs ranging from 18 degrees up to 21. And then for the rest of Nova Scotia, showers and a risk of thunderstorms on and off throughout the day today. Daytime highs between 20 up to 23 in Yarmouth, and we are going to see wind gusts getting up to 40. For Labrador City, a high of 21 degrees today. Showers start off the day, and we'll be seeing sunshine into the afternoon with a mix of sun and clouds. 17 into St. John's, Newfoundland. Periods of drizzle clearing, leaving cloudy skies, but returning into the evening. That's a look at your weather forecast. Going to throw things over to meteorologist Kaylin Mitchell.
This is your Campfire Conditions Report, brought to you by Pine Acres RV, where customers become friends. For most of the province of New Brunswick, you are currently not allowed to have a campfire. The one exception is St. John County, where campfires are permitted between the hours of 8 p.m. and 8 a.m. In Nova Scotia, you are currently allowed to have a campfire between 7 p.m. and 8 a.m. And for the province of Prince Edward Island, campfires are currently permitted, with domestic brush burning allowed between the hours of 2 p.m. and 8 a.m. Remember to keep fires small and under control, and never leave a fire unattended.
A look at national news now. Calgary's 13-day search for a missing boy with autism has ended in tragedy after crews located his body in a small water pipe. Police say available evidence points to an accidental death. CTV's Kathy Lee reports.
13 days of exhaustive searching for an 11-year-old boy with autism, a combined effort from hundreds of police officers and thousands of volunteers, ending in heartbreak.
It is with profound sadness that I can confirm that we have found the body of a small child, which we believe to be Parker.
A community that never gave up hope is now mourning, including Jennifer Ball, whose son is also on the autism spectrum.
Devastated. Not the outcome we wanted. And I've said since day one that, like, he would have been in a place that no one would have ever thought to go.
Investigators say Parker's remains were found this afternoon in a 4-foot water pipe, part of a larger network of pipes and tunnels.
It's like a labyrinth in there, and that's why we needed the assistance of the technical teams of the CFD and their aquatic rescue teams today.
It's believed he went into the pipe with the clothing he had on the day he went missing.
Some of that clothing had come out of the pipe into the creek, which was then located by a member of the public last night.
The area Parker was found was searched, but police say there was no evidence a more thorough search was needed. The investigation renewing the debate over the Amber Alert, issued 2 days after he went missing. Premier Danielle Smith said the case highlighted the need to give police greater flexibility to issue alerts for vulnerable missing children, an issue the province will examine this fall. Ball says the tragedy underscores her efforts to get more signatures on a petition for an Indigo Alert, one specifically for neurodivergent kids.
Change needs to happen. Today is incredibly heartbreaking and painful. Tomorrow we get back to work, because Parker deserves change so that this never happens to anyone else.
At this time, police say there is no evidence that criminality was involved in Parker's disappearance, but the investigation remains ongoing to figure out how this tragedy happened.
That is CTV's Kathy Lee reporting in Calgary. Another break here on your Morning Atlantic. When we return, Brianne will take a tour of HMCS Sackville. Please stay with us.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
We are here on the Halifax waterfront in front of the HMCS Sackville, which is a famous ship, and we are joined by Greg Cottingham and Leah Murphy. Thank you both so much for being here today.
Of course. Thank you for coming down, Brianne.
All right, so Greg, give us a little brief history of our girl behind us.
Well, HMCS Sackville was 85 years old this year. 15th of May, 1941, she was launched in St. John, New Brunswick, and she served in the Canadian Navy throughout the Battle of the Atlantic, and then was converted to a research and auxiliary vessel and served in government service until 1982. The Royal Canadian Navy Memorial Trust took over the ship in 1983, opened it to visitors in 1985, and she continues on today. She is officially Canada's Naval Memorial, and this year she was formally recommissioned into the Royal Canadian Navy, which was a big event celebrating our 85th anniversary. The Sackville escorted 30 convoys across the North Atlantic during the war, protecting these convoys of merchant ships from the attacking German U-boats.
Oh my gosh, so she's impressive, is what you're trying to tell me.
She's got a very good history behind her.
Obviously, here on the East Coast, the Navy is something that's very important. Leah, you are what we call an interpreter. What does that mean, and what do you bring to people who are coming from basically around the world to see her?
Yeah, so my position as an interpreter basically means that I kind of move around the ship and answer questions of everyone who comes on board, offer help to understand what something on the ship might have been used for. It's great to interact with visitors coming from all around the world. I take a lot of pride in being able to make the experience accessible across language barriers, different age groups, kind of share the tangible quality of the ship, both through being able to be physically present on a World War II ship, as well as to kind of gain insight from the stories that we all have amongst the crew.
Why is it so important that younger people know the history of this ship, and what's like one of your favorite details?
I think this ship is really special because it is one thing to be able to read about the Battle of the Atlantic from a book or online, but it's quite a different experience to be able to see it and really get a different understanding of what life would have been like at sea. So that's why I think it's so important for younger people, because these sailors would have been our ages. So I think it's very important to carry on that history and to continue teaching that to future generations. And as far as my favorite detail of the ship, I really enjoyed the wheelhouse. There's like a lot of like authentic brass pieces in there from when the ship was being used in the war.
What does the public need to do to help? Because you don't receive any government funding.
That's correct. We receive some support from the Navy. In particular, you'll notice that we have some actual regular Navy personnel who come down and help us out crewing the ship during the summer season. And we love them, and they love coming down here and working. It's a great experience for them. But what we really need is donations and funding. So some of that comes from our admission, which is only $10 tax in. And we know that sometime in the future we're going to have to replace all of this plating on the outside of the ship, which is now 85 years old. And we know that that's going to cost somewhere between $15 and $25 million. So we do all of that by collecting donations, getting people to reach into their pocket and put in what they'd pay for a coffee.
Fair enough, fair enough. All right, so we only have a couple seconds left here, but who can come and visit? When can they come and visit? And how do they help and get involved?
We're open 7 days a week during the summer season, 10 to 4. Come on down to the jetty. You can also go to our website and you can get tickets online. And we've got a promotion going on at the moment where many restaurants in Halifax and Dartmouth are including a coupon where if you dine there, you can get a coupon for $2 off. So great bargain.
Great bargain, supporting local. We love it. Thank you so much for taking the time with us today.
Thanks for coming down.
Thank you.
Taking another look at our 3-day forecast, wet weather ahead today with a high of 22, scattered showers and a risk of thunderstorms. Mainly cloudy start to your day on Friday, but we do have a low chance of showers returning into the afternoon. Warming up into the weekend, though, 27 on Saturday with a mix of sun and cloud. For Nova Scotia, 19 degrees today, showers and a risk of thunderstorms. Wet weather continues on Friday, ending off the work week with a high of 20. 23 degrees on Saturday with a mix of sun and cloud. For Prince Edward Island, 21 degrees today, mainly cloudy start to your day. Showers and a risk of thunderstorms moves into the afternoon. 20 degrees to end off the work week with isolated showers. Sunshine returns into the weekend, though. A mix of sun and cloud with a high of 23.
Still ahead this half hour, what a whale. The Marine Animal Response Society shares their insights into the orca that's making waves by Nova Scotia's Canso Causeway. That conversation in the next 15 minutes on Your Morning Atlantic.
Hey, hi, how are ya? 7:31, 8:01 if you are in Newfoundland and parts of Labrador. And if you just were with us, you saw my tour of the HMCS Sackville.
Yeah.
And I just want to shout out Jane. You may have seen Jane walking up onto the ship. She watches us every day.
Oh,
and
lovely.
came over and said hello. And so I just wanted to shout her out. We wanted to get her in the shot. Mike Lamb, who shot that, was like, get back up there.
That's awesome.
Get back to work. We need some people walking around.
Yeah, so shout out to Jane.
Oh, shout out to Jane. How did you enjoy your trip on the Sackville?
It's awesome. I learned so much.
I was thinking about the interpreter too, the one that you were speaking with. I forget her name. And how,
Leah.
oh, Leah, how much information she has to know about the history of the ship, about the Second World War.
It's a really good thing that she's a poli-sci major. She just graduated from Dalhousie.
Wow.
And she's actually going to do her law degree at Ottawa U.
Okay, smart cookie.
Smart cookie.
That explains it all.
She's got all the knowledge. Yeah, no, she's fantastic. And yeah, it's incredible what you have to know as a tour guide, right?
Oh, yeah.
I grew up in Ottawa, so that brings us to our Move Morning Chat, where we're talking about what's one thing you need to do if you go to someone's hometown. Yeah. And so my mother always used to take us, whenever anyone would come to visit, to the Parliament tour, the tour of Parliament.
Oh, very nice.
And the knowledge and the wealth of knowledge that these tour guys had in French and English.
Yes.
Incredible, absolutely incredible. Because back in the day, you didn't have the headphones that you just like put on and like could listen to yourself.
Right.
But the person would tell you all of the things. So
wow.
Very good.
yeah, incredible. And a couple of those stories always stick with me. So it's
That's
pretty
so
incredible.
And you'll have to do that again in a few years because, of course, they're doing that massive renovation.
I mean, they're always doing massive renovations at Parliament, but I don't think I've ever been there when it hasn't been under construction.
Oh, my gosh. Well, so you know what? It's a never-ending project, just like owning a home, right?
Exactly.
Really
a big home.
one.
A really big home.
With a lot of MPs. And they don't always get along.
Nope. It's like a family.
All right, well, here's a live look at Quarterbrook this morning. Sunshine throughout your day today. Not seeing shower activity in your area until this evening. Currently 13 degrees as you head outdoors. We are going to see precipitation for much of the region, so be prepared when you head out this morning. 16 degrees in Halifax, 18 right now in Charlottetown with 19 in Fredericton, 12 degrees in Cartwright, as well as into Gander. We do now have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for parts of the southern region of Nova Scotia for today. Something to keep in mind as well. We could see some heavier downpours in the area. You can see that on our satellite and radar indicated in the yellow. We are going to see showers, a risk of thunderstorms for much of the maritime region throughout the day today. Newfoundland and Labrador will be seeing precipitation as well. Starting off quite light with our wind forecast, 20 kilometers per hour right now in Halifax, 31 in Lunenburg, 19 in North Cape with 15 in Canso. No wind gusts reported at this time. We'll take another look at your long-range forecast just ahead, but first a look at your local news with Amanda.
About 4,400 flight attendants at WestJet are another step closer to walking off the job. The Canadian Union of Public Employees says it has issued a 72-hour strike notice, setting the stage for a possible strike during a busy summer travel season. The airline responded to the strike notice by issuing a 72-hour lockout notice. The union says the two sides remain far apart on key issues, including compensation for ground duties. Job action could begin as early as Sunday at 3 a.m. Atlantic time. WestJet has been allowing passengers with flight schedules anytime between today and Tuesday, August 4th, to make a one-time change or cancellation with no fee. A wildfire in southeast New Brunswick is still out of control this morning. The fire outside of Riverview is 5 hectares in size and 30% contained. Firefighters first responded to the wildfire around 5:30 Tuesday night. The town of Riverview says there's no threat to the public, but those who live nearby say they're still concerned.
I know these things can spread quickly, especially with the fires in Nova Scotia that we had seen that were really devastating. So just trying to keep tabs on things.
Provincial and municipal firefighters say they're doing what they can to get the fire under control. Meantime, the town of Riverview has closed off a section of a nearby hiking trail. Meantime, in Nova Scotia, a wildfire on the eastern shore has officially been declared under control after burning for 2 weeks. The Mooseland Road wildfire was first detected around 7 p.m. on July 15th. It grew to roughly 1,400 hectares or 14 square kilometers. The fire prompted a mandatory evacuation order for people in 100 homes, cottages, and cabins. While the fire is not out, the Department of Natural Resources calls this development a key milestone. It says at this point the fire is not expected to grow. However, it still has not been fully extinguished. Overseas, Nova Scotia's Sarah Mitton celebrating another golden moment. Mitton defended her Commonwealth Games women's shot put title with a winning throw of 19.88 meters. The 30-year-old from Brooklyn, Nova Scotia claimed Canada's 14th gold medal at the Games in Glasgow, Scotland. She told Athletics Canada that being able to stand on the podium and be a two-time Commonwealth Games champ is very special for her. Mitton, who also represented Canada at the past 2 Summer Olympics, is also a 2-time world indoor champion and the 2023 world silver medalist. Competitions continue through Sunday. The famous potatoes of PEI are getting a boost from beef cattle. Researchers are testing a new way to improve soil health in pursuit of even bigger yields of the tasty taters. Here is CTV's Maria Saru.
On this PEI field, farmers are putting their cows to work.
The cows are spreading the manure instead of actually using equipment to spread it.
You'd save your fuel and all that other expense and labor and time.
Cutting costs is only one part of this experiment. The idea is simple. Cattle eat grass, then drop manure and urine, adding nutrients to soil that could help the next potato crop.
They get deposited mostly macro and micronutrients. We are talking about potassium, phosphorus, magnesium, zinc, calcium, iron.
And signs of improvement are starting to show.
Notice how the grass is relatively greener. It's darker.
Researchers take samples before and after the cattle move through, measuring nutrients and how well the ground holds water. They're also tracking greenhouse gas emissions and eventually potato yields. So far, some results are similar with or without cattle. But researchers suggest that's because their data so far is coming from areas that have been grazed just once. They hope the benefits will build over repeated cycles. This field has now completed 2.
So generally looking quite good, like they're very healthy. I'm not seeing really any signs of disease or pests. So you can see this is the biggest one it's made so far.
In the fall, they'll have more results and the potatoes will only keep growing.
They'll be about this big.
Even if there's no significant increase in yields, it's still a more efficient use of land for both beef and potato producers.
We can have more cooperation between those farms.
The project will continue for another growing cycle, but the researchers hope to get additional funding to follow the science over several more cycles. Maria Saru, CTV News, Katskumpek, Prince Edward Island.
Thank you so much for that report, Maria. So cool. I love how one of the people she interviewed has the title of soil scientist.
Right. Soil scientist, yeah.
Very cool job.
I'm glad they have it and I don't, because I don't know how well I would do at that job.
Listen, we appreciate the potatoes that they produce.
1,000% we do, yeah. I had potatoes last night, so, you know.
Perfect timing.
Perfect timing. So it is also perfect timing because it's summer, and we do love a good summer playground session. What was your favorite thing about playgrounds growing up?
Swings.
Ooh, that's monkey bar, especially when you can climb to the top. That was good. You?
Swings as well. My sister put, there was metal monkey bars because that's what we had when we grew up. She put a sprinkler underneath it one time and was going across and fell and broke her arm. Anyways, that's a story for another time. Mine was also a swing like Latavia, and that's what this influencer has decided that is good for some friends at her house. Nancy Kim decided her chickens could use a good swing. So even despite people telling her not to waste her time, she did. And well, her chickens are happy she did, because look at them. They're soaring to new heights here.
Oh my gosh.
That's adorable.
That's so cute. That doesn't look like it's too hard.
It's not too hard. And look at how happy they are. Look at that. Look, he's swinging, living his best life, or her best life.
They're practicing.
Look at them go.
Aww.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the chickens like the swings too. It's not just people.
I love a good neighborhood chicken.
Yeah.
We were, my family, we were...
Neighborhood chicken.
It's true, there's a story here. We were cycling, we were going for a family bike ride around Dartmouth, and there's this one trail that we were excited to go down because the family has backyard chickens, and they have chicken feed that you can give to them.
Aww.
But when we went, it actually had a sign saying, sorry, we're no longer hosting chickens.
Aww.
Which we were like, darn.
Shout out to my friend Morgan. She has 3 chickens in her backyard, and they're sisters.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, I asked if I could have one. She said no. Here we are. I have no backyard, so I guess it makes sense. Yeah.
It would be difficult, limiting. So it kind of has to do with the Move Morning Chat this morning. We are asking you about shouting out your hometown and why should everyone visit? What makes it special? There's a lot more summer left to go, so a lot of different places we can go to visit. So shout out what you love about your hometown. 10400 is the number.
I mean, Regina's not my hometown, but that's where Morgan lives, and go see her chickens.
Okay, good to know. We'll look around Regina. Okay, we're going to have another break here, but coming up next, a killer sight. The Marine Animal Response Society tells us what they know so far about that orca swimming in Nova Scotia's Canso Causeway. Please stay with us. Your Morning Atlantic. We'll be right back.
Good morning, Atlantic Canada, and welcome back. The time now is 7:45. We're taking a live look at the Armdale roundabout this morning. 16 degrees to start your day. We are dealing with mainly cloudy skies. The fog is starting to burn off already, but we do have wet weather on the way. Showers and a risk of thunderstorms moving into your area. Something to keep in mind when you are heading out early on. Weather is brought to you by Cummins Trusted Home Standby Generators. Temperatures slowly beginning to rise. Will remain below seasonal for those daytime highs, though. 18 degrees in Charlottetown with 19 in Fredericton. 14 degrees in Labrador City and 13 starting off your day in St. John's, Newfoundland. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for parts of southern Nova Scotia. This is for today. We are also expecting some heavier rainfall and could see a reduction in visibility due to the precipitation, so keep that in mind in that area. So heavier showers and thunderstorms expected across the Atlantic coast of Nova Scotia, but showers expected across all three maritime provinces today. Wet weather will extend in the forecast for both Newfoundland and Labrador. A chance of showers for Labrador today. Periods of drizzle for parts of Newfoundland expected to clear out into the afternoon, but returning into the evening. For tonight, we are going to see cooler lows, and also fog will redevelop into the overnight hours. Shower activity will continue into Friday's forecast. Early in the morning, a chance of showers before clearing out later into the afternoon. If you're wondering about precipitation totals, heaviest for New Brunswick being 10 to 20 millimeters, as well as into Charlottetown. And for Nova Scotia, 20 to 30 millimeters for Lunenburg, 30 to 40 for North Mountain. For Labrador today, the heaviest being around 5 to 10 millimeters and 20 to 30 expected for Port aux Basques. For our forecast today for New Brunswick, below seasonal daytime highs headed our way, and 19 degrees up to 22 in Woodstock. Mainly cloudy start to your day with showers and a risk of thunderstorms moving in later this morning. For Prince Edward Island, mainly cloudy start to your day. Shower activity with a risk of thunderstorms expected into the afternoon. Wind will pick up as well with wind gusts of 40 and highs between 19 to 20 degrees. For Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, starting off with a bit of sunshine early in the morning before increasing cloudiness, showers into the afternoon, a risk of thunderstorms as well. Daytime highs between 18 to 21 being the warmest into Cheticamp and Truro. For the rest of Nova Scotia, also seeing some heavier wet weather, showers and a risk of thunderstorms expected today. Daytime highs between 20 to 23 being the warmest into Yarmouth, wind gusts of 40. And then for Labrador City, 21 degrees today, showers early on, clearing out, leaving a mix of sun and clouds. 17 degrees for St. John's, Newfoundland. Periods of drizzle, clearing, leaving cloudy skies, returning into the evening hours. That's a look at your weather forecast. Going to throw things over to Brianne.
Thank you, Latavia. Not a great day to be on the water, but an orca near Cape Breton's Canso Causeway is garnering a lot of attention. The Marine Animal Response Society, also known as MARS, is one of the agencies keeping a close eye on the orca. So here to tell us more is co-executive director and director of conservation, Tanya Wimmer. Good morning, Tanya.
Good morning.
All right, so what has MARS observed with this orca?
Yes, so we received calls to our toll-free hotline that we operate for the maritime provinces probably since about early last week about a lone orca that was spotted there. And so it's it's a healthy looking whale doing in the ocean, doing what it does. So we've just been monitoring it along with Fisheries and Oceans Canada just to keep an eye on it and to get a better feel for what it might be possibly doing there.
How unusual is it to see an orca near Canso Causeway and alone?
We haven't ever had one there before that we know of. There's been only a handful of reports probably around the Maritimes of an orca that's been close to shore, either by whale watches, fishers from Fisheries and Oceans Canada themselves. We don't know as much about the orcas on this coast like they do on the West Coast. So We see them sometimes in groups. We have seen a few by themselves. There's a famous one in the Bay of Fundy, Old Tom. This is not him. So it is a bit unusual for him to be in that particular location at this time.
And being by themselves, because normally orcas travel in pods, correct?
Mm-hmm. They do. Sometimes, though, we do get the young males will rove off and roam around for a little bit. But again, we don't know a lot about the ones here, so it's quite interesting to see this animal.
Okay, so then what's your advice for people who are trying to catch a glimpse of the orca?
Well, that is probably one of the most fascinating things with this, that you can actually go down by the causeway, see the animal. We were there on Monday, thought he had left for a little bit. We're hoping he was heading back into the Gulf. It was reported he was back later that evening. So people can watch him from shore, which is fabulous. We have lots of amazing wildlife here, so this is a great opportunity to see that rare species. But we do ask, and especially Fisheries and Oceans Canada are watching, that people on the water maintain a distance of over 100 meters, observe him from a distance, and don't engage with him.
Absolutely. We did receive video from a viewer. They turned their boat off. That's also a recommendation, correct?
Absolutely, yes.
Are there any signs that the orca is stuck, or you thought he was trying to leave but still came back later on that day?
Yeah, I think he's just doing what he does. There seems to be quite a bit of food there. There was some evidence that he was eating, so he looks in good shape. So this just seems to be a case of an animal who finding food and probably came in, and we're hoping that eventually he'll be done with the area and move on.
Fair enough. Quickly here, we have about 30 seconds, but just being able to experience this, what's that been like for you?
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, I've been watching whales here and researching them in the Maritimes for almost 30 years, and I've never seen an orca here. So I got to go out on Monday with Fisheries and Oceans Canada, which was really great. We wanted to assess his health, and it's a pretty remarkable experience. And as the footage is showing, he's sometimes been putting on a show, which is incredible to be able to see.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Tanya. We really appreciate you taking the time and explaining this to us today.
Thank you very much.
All right, we'll head over to Amanda for health and medical news now.
Thank you so much, ladies. Health and medical news. University of Alberta discovery. It could change the way doctors treat heart attacks and preserve organs. And it has to do with snails. It's one of the topics in your health. Researchers have created a first-of-its-kind drug called SNAP. The drug mimics a process found in hibernating snails and other animals. SNAP puts cells into a low-energy state, which protects them when oxygen and nutrients are limited. Researchers say the discovery could help reduce damage from heart attacks and better preserve organs waiting for transplants.
If we use this drug in this organs, we will improve their shelf life, make them last longer, have a better chance of finding the perfect donor. The second application is that we could be giving this drug to patients that are having a heart attack and you're trying to open the blood vessel with stents or do bypass surgery. These hearts also get damaged for similar reasons. So if we could give it to a human being, the damage from heart attacks would be less.
Researchers believe the discovery could also have a role in anti-aging and long-term space travel. They say more research is needed before the drug can be tested on people. South of the border, new research shows 4 out of 5 food items sold for U.S. toddlers are ultra-processed. It also says almost half fail to reach any World Health Organization nutritional benchmarks. The WHO has a nutrient and promotion profile model for children between 6 and 36 months of age. It says foods marketed to that age group should have no added sugar, artificial sweeteners, or concentrated fruit juices. It also recommends limiting saturated fats and sodium. The study includes analysis of more than 2,700 grocery store items. Finally, another benefit to the great outdoors. Simply spending time outside may improve mental health. That's according to a study from the journal Nature Medicine. It found being outside in spaces like forests, parks, and gardens can lower anxiety, depression, and heart rate. Even just being near water can help you relax and improve your mood.
we'd like to introduce you to the Maritimers who are marking milestones today. It's a 50th anniversary for Real and Magella Dupuis of Memramcook, New Brunswick. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. We love a then photo. It's also a 60th anniversary for Pius and Anne Bullen of Dartmouth.
Happy anniversary. Looks like a happy couple.
Definitely.
It's the 70th anniversary for John and Audrey Wade of Halifax as well.
Oh, we love an old photo. Absolutely stunning. We hope you all enjoy your day, and of course, to see your milestone again or to find out how to submit one, visit our website by scanning the QR code on your screen, and a reminder that milestones must be received 2 weeks in advance.
And a popular Quebec donut chain is now open in Ottawa. Homies, called Homers in Quebec.
Yes, it serves up fresh homemade donuts with tons of flavors and toppings, and so we're going to check it out.
Oh my goodness.
So many donuts, so many choices.
I think the options are amazing. There's so much to choose from. I want to buy one of everyone.
Ashley Freeman and her children are taking home a dozen from Ottawa's newest donut shop, Homies.
We thought we'd come check it out.
The caramel and the Oreo.
Now open at Herringate Square, worth the wait for customers like Braden.
We've been looking on their Instagram every day.
The company has multiple locations in Quebec under the name Homers, including one that opened in Gatineau last year.
My parents tried this place in Gatineau, and they said it was some of the best donuts they ever had, so we've been waiting for this place to open since.
Everything is handmade and handcrafted, and we put a lot of love and passion into it.
According to Homies, about 5,000 or more donuts are made each day.
Overall, we have over 30 flavors.
There's the signature donut,
called Homer's Donut because of our name, and it's very popular.
Cookie Monster.
Everything from a simple sugar cinnamon to a fancy tiramisu.
A pepperoni with hot honey sauce.
There's even a pizza donut.
Well, I can't do a story about donuts without trying a donut. Ian, what do we have here?
We have the cannoli donut, which is one of my favorite, and we have our signature Homer's Donut.
Let's try.
Definitely.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, they're delicious. Very fluffy and just all around really good. It was hard to choose.
Even late morning, drawing a bit of a crowd.
I just thought I'll come and give it a big try.
You talked me into it.
Yeah.
It was the first time. We drove 30 minutes to get here.
Having a new donut shop is fantastic.
As for Freeman and her family, it's a treat they'll try at home.
Thank you.
Peter Sperling, CTV News.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's number.
It's Thursday, July 30th. Today on your Morning Atlantic, turbulence. WestJet Flight Attendants Union serves the airline a 72-hour strike notice. We'll have the latest details just ahead in your news headlines.
And it's Traeger tailgate time. Today we're grilling up pineapple, bacon-wrapped Oreos, and more. Oh my, that is just ahead.
Hey, good morning. If you are just tuning in, thank you so much for joining us. It is 8:01 on your Thursday morning. You don't want to miss our Traeger segment coming up. They are back.
Last one.
Grilling again.
Yeah.
Everything that they have made has been incredible, delicious.
So delicious, life-changing.
Yes.
And the most amazing thing about a Traeger is it's like that halfway point to a smoker, right? So
oh yeah, good
because
point.
like smokers are a lot more work. You have to check your meat or check in on everything. Whereas
Right.
like a Traeger is more like a slow cooker, so you can just like kind of throw it on as long as you put it at a lower temperature. You can just throw it on and like do other things. Like Chef Stephen Barrett was telling me, he's like, I go mow the lawn, you know, and like do things because dad life. But
you got to do multiple things at once.
Exactly, yeah. Of course. So it's kind of nice to have that option with a Traeger, so you still get that smoked flavor, but you don't have to like be like constantly stressed about it.
That is nice.
Yeah.
And there is also bacon wrapped Oreos. I didn't know I needed it but I'm so glad I had it because it's delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things that you don't necessarily like think of until it's like right in front of you. And then you're like, of course, I want bacon wrapped everything. So like, why not an Oreo?
Win-win.
Right?
Yeah.
Is it barbecuing weather today?
Not really.
Okay.
Yeah, not for much of the region. Well, in the deck, it's not too bad starting off your day. Mainly cloudy skies, current temperature of 16 degrees. We are expecting showers and a risk of thunderstorms to move into your area, so something to keep in mind when you are heading out. Don't forget your rain gear. Allot some extra time out on your morning commute. As of right now, temperatures are beginning to warm up, but will remain below seasonal for those daytime highs. We'll take a look at your current temperatures in just a second. So 16 degrees starting off your day in Halifax, 18 in Yarmouth, as well as into Charlottetown, 19 degrees in Fredericton with 13 in Edmundston, 12 degrees in Cartwright, and 13 in St. John's, Newfoundland. We do now have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for parts of southern Nova Scotia, now has extended just a bit. So keep that in mind when you are heading out. Heavier shower activity expected right there early this morning, and we will be seeing showers and a risk of thunderstorms for all three maritime provinces to move in throughout the day today. Newfoundland and Labrador will be dealing with some wet weather into the afternoon as well. And in terms of our wind forecast, starting off light will continue to pick up. As you can see right here, 31 kilometers per hour this morning in Lunenburg, 20 into Halifax, 19 in North Cape with 17 in Grand Manan. No wind gusts to report at this time. We'll take another look at your forecast just ahead, but first a look at your local news with Amanda.
About 4,400 flight attendants at WestJet are another step closer to walking off the job. The Canadian Union of Public Employees says it has issued 72-hour strike notice, setting the stage for a possible strike during a busy summer travel season. The airline responded to the strike notice by issuing a 72-hour lockout notice. The union says the two sides remain far apart on key issues, including compensation for ground duties. Job action could begin as early as Sunday at 3 a.m. Atlantic time. WestJet has been allowing passengers with flights scheduled anytime between today and Tuesday, August 4th, to make a one-time change or cancellation with no fee. CTV's Scott Hurst will have more details after our next break. A wildfire in southeast New Brunswick is still out of control this morning. The fire outside of Riverview is 5 hectares in size and 30% contained. Firefighters first responded to the wildfire around 5:30 Tuesday night. The town of Riverview says there is no threat to the public, but those who live nearby say they're still concerned.
I know these things can spread quickly, especially with the fires in Nova Scotia that we had seen that were really devastating. So just trying to keep tabs on things.
Provincial and municipal firefighters say they're doing what they can to get the fire under control. Meantime, the town of Riverview has closed off a section of a nearby hiking trail. Meantime, in Nova Scotia, a wildfire on the eastern shore has officially been declared under control after burning for 2 weeks. The Mooseland Road wildfire was first detected around 7 p.m. on July 15th. It grew to roughly 1,400 hectares, or 14 square kilometers. The fire prompted a mandatory evacuation order for people in 100 homes, cottages, and cabins. While the fire is not out, the Department of Natural Resources calls this development a key milestone. It says at this point the fire is not expected to grow. However, it's still not fully extinguished. Nova Scotia Premier Tim Houston continued his tour of the province with a stop in Pictou County, where he was once again met with protesters. A small but vocal group was waiting for the Premier when he arrived at the Chamber of Commerce. Social media posts brought about 25 or so people to the rally, singing and chanting. Compared to Tuesday's shouting in Bridgewater and violence in Wolfville, this was a more restrained affair, even with some protesters yelling their opposition, though everyone stayed behind a barrier. Houston engaged with the crowd and took questions from those in attendance.
There are so many issues now, but what got me started coming out to the rallies was my deep concern over the peaker plants that have been proposed for Marshdale and Salt Springs here in Pictou County.
These are going to be big impacts for our kids and the next generation and the environment, what they're planning to do right now. And we thought we were done with the fracking bit. Like that was already, the moratorium was put on in 2016. People fought really hard for that.
Houston says he values the opinions of those who showed up Wednesday. He also said his government has to do what's best for the province based on the science, something he said to protesters. Houston's next stop on his Chambers of Commerce tour is next week in Truro. Nova Scotia's Sarah Mitton has another accolade under her belt. Mitton defended her Commonwealth Games women's shot put title with a winning throw of 19.88 meters. The 30-year-old from Brooklyn, Nova Scotia, claimed Canada's 14th gold medal at the Games in Glasgow, Scotland. She told Athletics Canada that being able to stand on the podium and be a two-time Commonwealth Games champ is very special for her. Mitton, who also represented Canada at the past 2 Summer Olympics, is also a 2-time world indoor champion and the 2023 world silver medalist. Competition continues until Sunday. Finally, we're taking a look at a zoo in Central Europe where several tiger cubs are getting used to their new home. This zoo in Slovenia is now home to 3 Siberian tiger cubs. The cubs could be seen spending time with their mother and exploring their enclosure. The zoo says the animals were born in spring this year and are a long-awaited addition to its family.
Aww.
Look at them all snuggling up together.
Snuggling up. No one's fighting on mom right now.
Not right now. They're too tired. They're busy growing.
Yeah,
oh,
it's
beautiful.
Tough.
Yeah, they're
tough to be this cute.
So sweet.
Ugh, I love tigers.
Yeah, they're a good addition. Look at that. Just falling over.
Just a little scratch in there. We love to see it. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Also, shout out to Chloe Dunbar, who is from our region and also competing at the Commonwealth Games and the Paralympic.
Oh, good to know.
Track and field. So, yeah, always on the watch for Chloe. And you'll also want to be on the watch for this big-eyed cutie.
Who?
Yeah, that guy. I see what you did there. It just took me a minute with your who's. That's how staff at the Wildlife Reserve in Northwest China are referring to this little owl. These owls are protected species in China. Similar ones can be found in Europe, Africa, and elsewhere in Asia. Despite the fact that they're small, they're basically like any other owl. They're nocturnal, and they hunt for their prey at night, and they can probably do that weird rotation thing with their heads.
Probably.
Look at how cute he is.
Adorable.
And I wide awake, like, who are you? And why are you filming me? Exactly. Who?
Why are you filming me?
Okay, still ahead, CTV's Scott Hurst will join us with more details on possible strike action by WestJet flight attendants. And also coming up this half hour, the folks from Vintage Stove and Fireplaces and Chef Stephen Barrett are here to show us even more things you can make on a Traeger grill. So stick around. All that and more is coming up right after this as we take a live look at cloudy skies in downtown Moncton. It's 8:10.
Good morning, Atlantic Canada, and welcome back. The time now is 8:12, taking a live look at a bit of a foggy and cloudy start to the day in White Point. We are expecting showers to move in a little bit later on, so keep that in mind when you are heading out early this morning. Weather is brought to you by Cummins Trusted Home Standby Generators. 16 degrees early this morning in Halifax, 18 to start your day in Charlottetown, 19 degrees now in Fredericton, as well as into Happy Valley Goose Bay, 13 degrees into St. John's, Newfoundland. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect today for the southern region of Nova Scotia. Looking at some heavier downpours as well, so could cause a reduction in visibility. Over to our forecast timeline. So you can see here showers have already started across much of Nova Scotia, parts of New Brunswick, showers and a risk of thunderstorms for all 3 maritime provinces today. As we head towards this afternoon, PEI will start to see precipitation move in. Newfoundland and Labrador also dealing with precipitation, a chance of showers for parts of Labrador. And then for Newfoundland, looking at periods of drizzle to start your day. Will clear out though and return into the evening hours. For tonight, fog will redevelop into the overnight hours. Precipitation continues into our forecast for early Friday morning, as we do have some isolated showers returning and then tapering off into the afternoon. If you are wondering about precipitation totals, heaviest for New Brunswick being around 10 to 20 millimeters, as well as into Charlottetown. And then along the Atlantic coast of Nova Scotia, seeing some heavier totals there, 20 to 30 millimeters for Lunenburg, 30 to 40 expected for North Mountain. For Labrador, 5 to 10 millimeters is expected today, and 20 to 30 for Port aux Basques. For our forecast today for New Brunswick, below seasonal daytime highs headed your way, ranging from 19 degrees up to 22, being the warmest into Woodstock. Mainly cloudy start to your day with showers arriving later this morning with a risk of thunderstorms. Pretty light wind out of the northeast at 20 kilometers per hour. For Prince Edward Island, highs between 19 to 20 degrees today. Mainly cloudy skies will also start off your day. Showers arrive into the afternoon with a risk of thunderstorms. Wind will pick up into the afternoon as well with wind gusts of 40. For Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, also going to see precipitation move in a little bit later on, starting off with a bit of sunshine, then increasing cloudiness with showers and a risk of thunderstorms into the afternoon. Daytime highs between 18 degrees up to 21. For the rest of Nova Scotia, also seeing some wet weather throughout your day today, a bit heavier along the Atlantic coast. As I have mentioned, we are going to see showers and a risk of thunderstorms with highs between 20 to 23 degrees. For Labrador City, looking at 22 degrees today. Showers to start your day will clear out, though, seeing some sunshine into the afternoon. With 17 degrees into St. John's, Newfoundland, periods of drizzle will clear, leaving cloudy skies, but return into the evening. That's a look at your weather forecast. Now I'm going to throw things over to Amanda.
Thanks, Latavia. About 4,400 WestJet flight attendants are on a path to a possible picket line. Their union announced this morning it has served the airline with 72-hour strike notice, meaning flight crews could hit the bricks as soon as 3 a.m. Atlantic time Sunday morning. For the latest on this, we bring in CTV's Scott Hurst. Scott, we're just a few days away now from a potential strike and disruption of WestJet service, and it seems things didn't get any more promising, did they?
Good morning, Amanda. Yeah, travelers be warned, heading into a long weekend, no less. We could be in for a work stoppage impacting hundreds of flights right across this country, with WestJet flight attendants giving the airline a 72-hour strike notice, meaning flights could be grounded as early as this weekend, potentially on Sunday, if a last-minute deal is not reached. WestJet, in a statement, responded to the union's strike notice by issuing a 72-hour lockout notice. And with the operational wind down, some flights could begin to be impacted as early as tomorrow, with all planes potentially grounded by Sunday. There are roughly 4,400 workers impacted here. The flight attendants voted overwhelmingly in favor of a strike mandate earlier this month. As contract negotiations continue, the Canadian Union of Public Employees says the two sides, however, remain far apart on some key issues, including pay for all hours of work performed, arguing unpaid work remains one of the largest issues here at the bargaining table. However, at this time, it appears the two sides say they are still committed to avoiding a strike, and so far are remaining together at the bargaining table. So if there is any silver lining in all this, Amanda, it appears the two sides are still working towards trying to get a last-minute deal.
Okay, so travelers obviously caught in the middle here. What can they do to make sure that they can get to where they're trying to, well, get to?
Yeah, it could be a disruption for many travelers. If the strike goes ahead, it's estimated it could impact some 75,000 passengers a day. The airline operates more than 600 flights daily. Of course, we are smack in the middle of the busy summer travel season, so family getaways and business travelers alike could find themselves caught in the middle. WestJet has been allowing passengers with flights scheduled anytime between today and next Tuesday at this moment to make a one-time change or cancel it with no fee. But if a strike does go ahead, there'll be tens of thousands of passengers a day who might have a booking but won't be able to fly, Amanda.
All right, something we'll keep an eye on. Scott, thank you so much for breaking this down for us this morning.
Thanks, Amanda.
CTV Scott Hurst reporting live for us from our national newsroom in Toronto. Meantime, in other travel news, renewing your passport just got easier. All eligible Canadian adults can now do it online. So how do travelers feel about the upgrade, and why did it take so long? CTV's Vanessa Wright reports.
It's a headache, but at least now renewing your passport is at your fingertips.
I think it's great. It took me an hour in an office to get one last year.
Online passport renewals have existed since 2024 in Canada, but the service had a daily cap of 2,000 applications. Now, the federal government says all Canadians over the age of 16 can renew their passport online.
I think it's a great option, just the convenience. Obviously, the time it took to do before, I think it'll be a lot more convenient for all Canadians.
Sometimes you have to go to a different city to get it. If you're from a small town, you got to go. You know, it takes time.
I'm not too sure why people even need an option, but I guess the point being some can't or won't use technology. But fundamentally, it's a good move forward.
Canadians will need to be within the country to apply online and submit a digital photo from a commercial photographer.
Now, the question of why it's taken so long, you could say that about many different government services, why they're including driver's license, health cards, and so many other things. But maybe there's some security issues in place. We are talking about our passports after all. So I feel like if the government's in a good place where they feel comfortable with doing it, I'm okay with that too.
It comes down to personal preference. Many have no problem with the in-person process.
I did get mine renewed in February. I went to the office, and it took about 3 weeks to get it in the mail, which is very good.
Passport application fees will be reimbursed to people who don't receive their travel documents within 30 days.
Consider the fact that a couple years ago, especially during the pandemic, it was taking up 3 to 4 months to get your passport. 30 days are free. Why not? You know, it's almost worth gambling online to see if you get a free passport.
At the very least, some say it's just nice to have the option.
The real crux of the matter is you have to have the passport. How you get it, how quickly you can get it, makes a difference to the individual.
Vanessa Wright, CTV News.
Thank you, Vanessa. Another break here on your Morning Atlantic. When we return, another reason to try a Traeger. We're going to head outside in just a few moments here on your Morning Atlantic. Please stay with us.
We are here on the CTV News Atlantic weather deck, and we are joined by Matt McMasters and Chef Stephen Barrett for our very last Traeger tailgate session. So we're sad that this is going, but we're happy that you're here today. Thanks for joining us, Stephen.
Yeah, I'm really happy to be here. We've been cooking all morning. We have some great stuff to try, and we're going to have a great time.
Awesome. So we have one sous chef here. Can you tell us your name?
Lila.
There we go. All right, so we got Lila here, and we have another sous chef. Can you tell me your name?
Chloe.
Chloe and Lila, and of course, Matt. Thank you so much for joining us today.
No problem.
All right, so Vintage Stove and Fireplace. Where are you guys located? Talk to us a little bit about the shop.
So we're located in between Truro and Brookfield in a place called Hilden. We've been there since 2008. We do, our main business is fireplace and chimneys. Barbecues are secondary, and that's the fun of the business.
I love it. And of course, Chef Stephen Barrett from Season Plate. Talk to us a little about your business.
Yeah, so I do kind of everything food, drink, and travel within Atlantic Canada. I'm on here every now and then, so you can check me out here. But if you need anything, just hit up Season Plate. I'll get back to you. I'm happy to provide recommendations, do some cooking, do some events, just promoting good stuff in the region.
I love it, and it smells so good. Here, if this was Smell-O-Vision, you'd be able to experience that with us. But Chloe, you're a Traeger extraordinaire. You're your own personal chef, right? What do you like to cook?
I like to cook cookies on my Traeger. These are bacon-wrapped Oreos.
You two were the ones preparing these today, so what did you have to do to prepare them?
So first you just have to cut the bacon in half and then just wrap it around and then put it on the grill.
They are everything that is indulgent. You have fat with the bacon, you've got creaminess with the Oreo, salty, sweet. They're a little bit indulgent and a little bit awesome all in the same time. They're fantastic.
And you guys took the calories out, right?
Yeah, lots of protein. There's protein in the bacon, why not?
No, they're amazing. The seasoning on them, all of the gooiness, everything's cooked properly. How long do you put them on the Traeger for?
45 minutes.
Amazing. So this isn't the only salty sweet treat you have for us today. What else do we have on the Traegers?
Over on the grill over there, Steven's got some more stuff.
So we have some smoked mac and cheese. We have some pineapple here. I just sliced it up. We have some meat church rub on that. And we also have a ton of chicken drumsticks for us all to enjoy.
Oh my gosh. If you've never seen a Traeger in action, these are awesome machines. Why are they so popular for barbecuing, Matt?
They're so versatile. So you can smoke, you can do your jerky, you can bake your bread, you can do your desserts, you can do brisket. It's unlimited what you can do with these guys.
This all looks so good. What is it about pineapple on a barbecue?
It just really brings out, it helps caramelize the pineapple, so softens it up a little bit, just brings out the sweetness. And these things, like Matt said, they make it so easy. If you love the taste of barbecue and you're busy with a family, this is a great step in between a full-blown smoker. Pellet grill makes it easy, great results. So it's just a fantastic product, and I love it.
And what goes in the mac and cheese?
Cream, a couple types of cheese. So I have cheddar and Gruyere. On top, I put a little Parmesan, Again, some meat church seasoning with a little whiskey bent as well. So whatever barbecue rub you like. Matt's got a lot set up at the shop. Go check them out. And then some panko breadcrumbs right on top to give it a little crunch.
Amazing. All right. Well, this looks fantastic. I think we should probably try it. What do you think?
Do you want to try?
No.
No.
She's not interested whatsoever. Chloe, are you interested in trying it?
Sure.
All right, well, we got one taste tester, so there's that part at least. We're going to dig into this. Thank you so much again for being here, both of you. You both are such professionals, and I can't wait to eat all of this, even if the girls aren't into it. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
All right, taking another look at the wet weather across New Brunswick. A high of 22 degrees today, scattered showers and a risk of thunderstorms. A bit of wet weather expected into the afternoon with a low chance of showers on Friday. And on Saturday, warming up to 27 with a mix of sun and cloud returning across the province. For Nova Scotia, cooler today at 19 degrees. Showers and a risk of thunderstorms, though. On Friday, wet weather continues with isolated showers, a high of 20. Warming up just a bit, 23 degrees on Saturday into the long weekend with a mix of sun and cloud. For Prince Edward Island, 21 degrees today, mainly cloudy skies to start your day. Showers and a risk of thunderstorms into the afternoon. On Friday, 20 degrees with isolated showers, sunshine on Saturday.
Coming up in this half hour in your Morning Atlantic, Crescendo Fest 2026 kicks off. We'll get the details on this year's showcase featuring 5-time Juno Award-winning artists. That and more just ahead on the last 29 minutes of your Morning Atlantic.
Good morning, and thank you so much for sticking with us. The time now is 8:31 on your Thursday. It's going to be a beautiful day. Much needed precipitation, though, across the region.
That is good news.
As long as you have a cover, I feel like you can barbecue today. Because I was perfectly fine.
Yeah, you're
that's
very
true.
comfortable in there. Yeah. Some people barbecue even through the winter as
My
well,
father.
right?
That is very true, yes.
Yeah. Shout out to Brian Foley for that. He puts up, he has like this backyard tent, and so it's like open, and then the barbecue is like in it during when it's not on, obviously, and then he turns it off, and like he's out there barbecuing bacon for the morning because, you know.
That sounds so good.
Right?
And shout out to the folks at Traeger and Chef Stephen Barrett, because they made a lot of food for like the whole staff here at CTV Atlantic. People were well fed.
Yes.
Good food.
Good food.
It was high
delicious. Who doesn't love good old chicken leg?
Drumstick to start your day.
What about the folks in Lunenburg? Do we think they would like some drumsticks to start their day?
I'm sure they would.
Yeah. It's a wet day.
Yeah, it is a wet start to the day. Something to keep in mind, as you can see over at Blue Nose Drive, roads are wet. We are still expecting showers and a risk of thunderstorms in your area. 17 degrees right now. Feeling a bit muggy starting off your day as well across the region, still holding on to humidity in place. So in terms of our current temperatures starting to warm up, remaining below seasonal though for our daytime highs. 16 degrees in Halifax, 18 in Charlottetown, with 18 also starting off your day in Moncton, 19 degrees in Happy Valley Goose Bay, 13 into St. John's, Newfoundland. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for parts of southern Nova Scotia for today. And here's a look at our satellite and radar. Wet weather across all 3 maritime provinces will move into Newfoundland and Labrador as well. So something to keep in mind when you are heading out. Don't forget your rain gear. And in terms of the wind forecast for the maritime region, it's starting off light, starting to pick up though. As of right now, 33 kilometers per hour in Lunenburg, 20 into Canso, 19 in Halifax, as well as into North Cape. Wind gusts getting up to 43 this morning in Grand Manan and Lunenburg, and 30 into Halifax. We'll take one last look at your forecast just ahead, but first, one last look at your local news with Amanda.
About 4,400 flight attendants at WestJet are another step closer to walking off the job. The Canadian Union of Public Employees says it has issued 72-hour strike notice, setting the stage for a possible strike during a busy summer travel season. The airline responded to the strike notice by issuing a 72-hour lockout notice. The union says the two sides remain far apart on key issues, including compensation for ground duties. Job action could begin as early as Sunday at 3 a.m. Atlantic time. WestJet has been allowing passengers with flights scheduled anytime between today and Tuesday, August 4th, to make a one-time change or cancellation with no fee. A wildfire in southeast New Brunswick is still out of control this morning. The fire outside of Riverview is 5 hectares in size and 30% contained. Firefighters first responded to the wildfire around 5:30 Tuesday night. The town of Riverview says there's no threat to the public, but those who live nearby say they're still concerned.
I know these things can spread quickly, especially with the fires in Nova Scotia that we had seen that were really devastating. So just trying to keep tabs on things.
Provincial and municipal firefighters say they're doing what they can to get the fire under control. Meantime, the town of Riverview has closed off a section of a nearby hiking trail. And in Nova Scotia, a wildfire on the eastern shore has officially been declared under control after burning for 2 weeks. The Mooseland Road wildfire was first detected around 7 p.m. on July 15th. It grew to roughly 1,400 hectares or 14 square kilometers. The fire prompted a mandatory evacuation order for people in 100 homes, cottages, and cabins. While the fire is not out, the Department of Natural Resources calls this development a key milestone. It says at this point the fire is not expected to grow. However, it still has not been fully extinguished. Bell Canada says copper wire theft has increased by triple digits year to year in New Brunswick.
We've been investing a lot in improved surveillance so that we can be more robust in the way that we respond to the thefts. And also a big win more recently was the passing of Bill C-14 federally, which really tightens bail practices and strengthens sentencing for those people caught vandalizing critical infrastructure.
Bell, which is the owner of this television station, says there have been 268 incidents of theft and vandalism reported across its infrastructure in New Brunswick so far this year, which is a 235% increase compared to last year. RCMP says it is aware of an increase in copper wire thefts across New Brunswick, but could not provide numbers. If you feel attached to your 902 area code, hang on to it because there is a new area code on the horizon for both Nova Scotia and PEI. As of 2028, 851 will be a new area code for both provinces. This will be the 3rd area code for the region. 782 was brought into the area in 2014. According to the CRTC, both 902 and 782 are at risk of being exhausted by February 2029. The addition of the 851 area code will go into effect on May 27th, 2028, to give customers and telephone service providers about 9 months to implement it into their systems and databases. Overseas, Nova Scotia's Sarah Mitton is celebrating another big moment. Mitton defended her Commonwealth Games women's shot put title with a winning throw of 19.88 meters. The 30-year-old from Brooklyn in Queens County, Nova Scotia, claimed Canada's 14th gold medal at the Games in Glasgow, Scotland. She told Athletics Canada that being able to stand on the podium and be a 2-time Commonwealth Games champ is very special for her. Mitton, who also represented Canada at the past 2 Summer Olympics, is also a 2-time world indoor champion and the 2023 world silver medalist. Competitions continue through Sunday. And on the ice now, Canadian Macklin Celebrini has just become the highest paid player in the NHL. This after he signed a 5-year, $94 million U.S. contract extension with the San Jose Sharks. The 20-year-old from North Vancouver's contract works out to $18.8 million U.S. or more than $26 million Canadian per season over the next 5 years. Celebrini scored 45 goals last season as the Sharks posted one of their biggest single-season improvements in the franchise's history. The first overall pick in the 2024 NHL draft, Celebrini represented Canada at the Milan Cortina Olympics as well as the World Championships earlier this year. He also earned the International Ice Hockey Federation's Male Player of the Year honors last season. That is a big paycheck for a young guy, well-deserved too.
Big paycheck, big resume on that one. Also, his friend and the first-round pick of the 2023 NHL draft, Connor Bedard, also signed an extension, 5-year extension with the Chicago Blackhawks for $75 million.
Your team, you love the
My
Blackhawks.
team, exactly.
Yes.
Love the Blackhawks, love Connor Bedard. retired. Got to watch him play after he came here and made history with Team Canada. He came back to Regina when I was working there, and I got to actually interview him and everything with his first game back. So
that's amazing.
But he said, no amount of money was worth leaving the Blackhawks. So we're happy to have you still, Connor.
Yeah, he made such a huge impression on hockey fans when he was here competing. Yeah, the Scotiabank Center.
Very talented young man. Both of them, obviously, making moves. But what's happening in our community?
Well, we'll take a look at our community calendar. Starting off the annual Cape Turmentine. I hope I'm saying that right. Turmentine, yay! Okay, the Beach Music Festival kicks off today. From now until August 2nd, enjoy a celebration of music with live performances throughout the weekend. For tickets and to book the campsite, head over to their website. And you can come out and see a brand new summer show in Summerside. The College of Piping introduces Highland Storm, The Elements. It features island storytelling, piping and drumming, step dance, and an amazing house band. The show runs from now until August 13th. For tickets, head over to their webpage. And Encampment Days returns to the Fort Anne National Historic Site this weekend from July 31st until August 2nd. You can come out and enjoy the sights and smells and sounds of life in the 18th century. The 84th Regiment creates a vivid picture of the conditions of centuries-old military life. To learn more, head over to their website. And if you do have an upcoming event, send us the details. We'd love to promote it. Your Morning Atlantic at ctv.ca. Time now is 8:41. We'll be right back. Stick with us.
Oh.
A soggy start to the day over in Peggy's Cove. Welcome back. The time now is 8:44. Currently cloudy, foggy, and a wet start to the day, so something to keep in mind when you are heading out early this morning. Weather is brought to you by Cummins Trusted Home Standby Generators. Temperatures slowly beginning to rise. As of right now, it is 16 degrees heading outdoors in Halifax, 18 starting off your day in Charlottetown, 19 degrees early this morning in Fredericton, with 19 as well in Happy Valley Goose Bay, 13 degrees into St. John's, Newfoundland. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for parts of southern Nova Scotia for today. Also could see some heavier downpours and a reduction in visibility. Over to our forecast timeline. Cloudy, foggy start to the day with wet weather starting off in New Brunswick and Nova Scotia. Showers and a risk of thunderstorms will spread to all three maritime provinces. Newfoundland and Labrador still also going to deal with some wet weather. A chance of showers, a risk of thunderstorms for parts of Labrador. Periods of drizzle early this morning for parts of Newfoundland, expected to clear out into the afternoon. So wet weather will be sticking around for the maritime region into the evening hours tonight. Fog redeveloping, bringing us into early morning Friday. Still holding on to a bit of precipitation, but low and spotty in its activity. If you're wondering about precipitation totals, we are going to see accumulation with this system. 10 to 20 millimeters into parts of New Brunswick as well as into Charlottetown. And then along the Atlantic coast of Nova Scotia, some heavier rainfall totals, 20 to 30 millimeters in Lunenburg, 30 to 40 into North Mountain. Only seeing around 5 to 10 millimeters for parts of Labrador, and then the heaviest for Newfoundland at 20 to 30 millimeters. For a forecast today, daytime highs will remain below seasonal for New Brunswick. Mainly cloudy skies to start off your day. Showers and a risk of thunderstorms moving in later this morning. Daytime highs ranging from 19 degrees up to 22 in Woodstock. Prince Edward Island highs between 19 to 20 today. Mainly cloudy start to your day as well. Showers and a risk of thunderstorms expected into the afternoon. Wind gusts picking up to 40. And then for Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, also seeing wet weather in the forecast. A mix of sun and clouds starting off your day early in the morning, then increasing cloudiness, looking at shower activity and a risk of thunderstorms into the afternoon. Daytime highs between 18 to 21. For the rest of Nova Scotia, pretty much the same. Showers and a risk of thunderstorms on and off throughout the day. Daytime highs between 20 to 23 and wind gusts of 40. For Labrador City, 22 degrees today, starting off with shower activity. Expected to clear, seeing sunny breaks into the afternoon. 17 degrees for St. John's, Newfoundland. Periods of drizzle to start your day, clearing out, leaving cloudy skies, but returning into the overnight hours. That's a look at your weather forecast. Going to throw things over to Brianne.
Thanks, Latavia. Crescendo Fest 2026 officially kicks off tonight at the Black Cultural Center for Nova Scotia, but the event doesn't stop there. There was also a song camp, an upcoming conference, 2 showcases, and a market, all designed to turn up the volume on Black music artists. So joining us to talk all about it is founder Micah Smith and headliner Toby, who happens to be a 5-time Juno Award-winning rapper and singer. Good morning to you both. Thank you both for being here.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
I know it's early, and it's been a busy week for you especially.
Yes.
ahead. So Micah, talk to us about your goal when founding this event and how it's grown and what's new this year.
So I just really wanted to create a space for artists to get on stage, to feel comfortable performing. A lot of the times when we get invited to perform at different festivals, we have to water down our performances to like be able to fit in. But that is a disservice a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to create a space for Black artists, especially from our African Nova Scotian communities, to get on stage, to perform freely, to be paid fairly. You know, I wanted them to get the attention that they deserve because we have some awesome talent here.
Amazing talent. If anyone's never been to Crescendo Fest, absolutely fantastic.
Yes.
Tell me, what does it mean to be a headliner?
I mean, it's beautiful. You know, I'm learning more about what the festival means to the community here. And for me, the art, I think, is a way to inspire people, you know, and to bring love and life into other people's lives. And that's what I stand and do in my work. So that's what's going to happen at the Crescendo Fest.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I love it. I have goosebumps. I always have goosebumps talking to artists because it's just, you are so passionate about what you do. But Micah, what conversations do you hope to start, especially during the conference?
Ooh, the conference. You know what? This year we have so many different topics. This is probably one of our biggest yet. We introduced a song camp the last few days. So we've been creating music. Maybe they got me to record some music, which is rare.
I was going to say rarity.
Rare, like as in me. Background, yes. Me as the lead. But yeah, so that's been fun. But with the conference sessions, like music and AI, AI is taking over.
Yes.
And so how is that going to be beneficial to us? How is that going to like hold us back a little bit? And the struggles that go there, we're going to talk about getting from the home stage to the world stage, money management, contracts, and wellness is very important. In my other life, I'm a massage therapist.
Right.
And so understanding that, you know, you need to take care of your physical body and your mind to be able to do the music. If this doesn't work, that's not going to work.
Oh my gosh, fascinating. I mean, so many good topics, so definitely something that people need to check out. Toby, for you, you are originally from Nigeria, and then you moved to Ottawa. So what do you think of the East Coast?
Oh man, the East, you know, it's funny. I've been telling everybody since I got here. It's so beautiful, you know, because you know you see the water, you know, just driving over the bridge too. And I've only been here for 2 days, and I've been like trying to go as many different places as possible. I was in Enfield yesterday. You know, I'm just cruising around. I love it.
And this is your first time in Nova Scotia?
No, this is like my third or fourth time, but this is the longest that I've stayed. You know, and I wanted to be intentional about this trip.
Absolutely. Yeah. Being from Ottawa myself, they sink their claws and you get hooked being here.
Oh, yeah?
On the East Coast, for sure. All right.
Yes, we do.
For people who are looking for tickets quickly, where can they find them?
You know what? At Crescendo Fest.
Yeah.
Like, so tonight, it's free at the Black Cultural Center.
Yep.
Tomorrow night, we'll be at Garrison Brewing.
Yep.
$20 at the door. And then Saturday night is free show at Ferry Terminal Park.
Amazing. We love it. Amazing. Thank you both so much for getting up early.
Thanks for having us.
Given the week you've had. And we love it. We have linked that to our website as well. We're going to take a quick break here on your morning and we'll be right back.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
Welcome back. We'd like to bring you the answers to the Move morning chat. We were asking about what makes your hometown special and why do you love it. So we're going to go to another part of Eastern Canada. Christine from Maitland Bridge says, my hometown is Quebec City. What a beautiful place.
Oh, I love
as a hometown. It has the Chateau Frontenac, the Plains of Abraham, also the Montmorency Falls and L'Île d'Orléans. The beautiful cobblestone streets of Old Quebec remind you of European cities. It is so true. So many wonderful restaurants to choose from.
Oh, yeah. I love Quebec City. Growing up in Ottawa, Quebec City was so close. So that's where we went for a lot of things. We went to Montreal and we went to Quebec City for all of our like class trips and that sort of thing.
That's awesome. Nice.
Absolutely stunning.
I remember the steps, I think it's the steps of Abraham that take you to like
to the plains?
To the plains, and how steep they were.
Yes.
We decided to walk up them. We were there on a trip, and there was this woman who was running laps of it.
Whoa.
Unreal.
That's
awesome.
Yeah.
Intense.
Wow, very intense, but great time. Beautiful spot.
If you know me, you know I've lived a lot of places. So I could probably point something out in pretty much everywhere, every part of Canada that you need to visit. But we're going to find a cat from Hamilton named Goldie, who was actually lost himself and is getting returned to his family after being in Manitoba. He sounds like me.
It's pretty exciting to be able to think that you can reunite an animal with their family over 2,000 kilometers away.
So me and Goldie are spirit animals because Goldie the cat escaped July 11th when his family stopped to camp for the night during a move across the country, so they understand where I'm coming from. A few days later, Verdun Animal Control and Westman area lost animals were able to trap him, and they put out a call to find someone flying to Ontario to help reunite Goldie with his family. So today, Sharon Ellington will be doing just that, and she says she's been in touch with Goldie's family, and they're all very excited to soon have him back in their arms, especially the 3 young kids.
From Ontario to Manitoba?
I've been there. I've done that drive.
Wow. I wonder what it's like doing it on foot.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
Yeah, so
glad Goldie's going home.
Goldie's going home.
What an adventure.
Very much an adventure. So we know Punch the Monkey had his birthday, you know, and he's taken under little monkeys of his own. They all flock to him now because like he understands the struggle. But he's not the only primate that's replaced a mother with a plush monkey.
Oh no.
I know. This is Tiana, a ring-tailed lemur cub, and she hugs her stuffed animal after her mother rejected her in an unusual display of behavior because lemurs don't normally do that, forcing zoo staff to hand feed the cub every 2 hours since June in Cali, Colombia.
Oh, so tiny.
I know, so little, but she has the same monkey as Plush. So at least, you know, IKEA monkeys are helping monkeys around the world.
Research needed there.
Have a good Thursday.